Hello! Oh, and we love when the PNG tuber doesn't load in. Hello, everybody! Welcome to another stream! Today, we're going to be hopping right into some Genshin, doing some story quests. As I am not as behind as I've seen some other people, but I'm behind in story quest. I'm going to leave any Sumer related ones to my own time, but I will start doing the Fontaine ones on on stream. As we already did Furina's, we're going to do Arlecchino's because it's the last part of Fontaine that I got remotely spoiled on. And then Lenny's Story Quest and Nervulettes in that order. If we can fit Nervulettes in that time, because I know some of these can sometimes be a bit long. So I'm loading up the game at the moment, and then we'll switch right over to that screen. Also, little exciting news. I did kind of start messing around with my Vroid model that I've been making, a 3D model. It's not fully finished yet, but I started messing with tracking and stuff, and I found a program that kind of works. Except I'll need to, adjust some details. And I don't know if it's the one I'm fully going to use, but we will see. I don't know why. I have like 2 accounts on Genshin only because I have my friend's account, and it keeps defaulting to that account. I think I need to just log out of it at some point just so it stops kicking my account out. Because I have to keep logging in every time. So I need to kick that other one out. Hold on. It's giving me issues logging into Genshin. I, have it on a remember me, but it keeps kicking my own account out. Oh, 8 separate accounts. Damn. Keeping track of that must, like you gotta have, like, a whole notepad for that. I only have 2 because I have my friends that I was gonna work on, but I need to kick that one out so it stops kicking out my main account. There we go. So yeah, I'll remember to do that after stream, kicking out that other account so it stops doing that to my own. Especially because I haven't worked on the other one yet. Friends. Oh, and family members. I've tried to get my dad into Genshin, but I don't think he even got to Inazuma before he dropped off. I'm gonna wait till the blinding white screen goes away. I almost thought my game crashed. Yeah, I have friends that I've been meaning to keep fixing to get them to play with me. They want Furina, so it's gonna be a while until we actually get Furina on there. I need to make sure it picks up Genshin.
Hey, it's almost time for the Sub-Zero's festival, right?
What, there's another event?
Wonder what the flower carriage is gonna look like this year.
I didn't know there was... Whoa. Well, we'll have to do that. And there's test runs. Oh, wait, there's Nahida! Darn it! My pity's so crap! I wired them! Damn it. Okay, I, did not prepare for her. At all. I knew about Hu Tao showing up, I didn't know Nahida. Or at least I didn't remember Nahida. I think somebody totally told me. Well, maybe I'll try for her, and we'll do whatever pulls I have on stream after the story quest. Because I should be getting some from there. Alright, so, to jump right into it, because I was last doing Baiju's quest on my own. And Nahida's, for me, is stuck in the chasm. So I'll be doing these 3 on my own. Especially because Nahida is stuck on a quest that needs to be done in a chasm. And apparently I haven't done it yet, and I don't even know if I've triggered it or something. The name doesn't look to be in my quest list. But so we got Lenny, Nervulettes, but first we're starting with Arlecchino's. And yes, I still have yet to unlock some of these. Which is why we're just going in the order of which I've been spoiled, and then starting from the more beginning part. What it lets me do. Get quest, and hopefully it'll let me do it all in one go. and not stop me in the middle. We're gonna hope that stream elements works today. Actually, I haven't seen it proc, so as long as it doesn't jump us in a dialogue, I'm gonna test something. Since yesterday was acting up, but we had like so many subscribers, but it kept acting up. Oh, no,
Hey,
cutscene.
traveler, Paimon.
Oh, Paimon knows that voice.
Over here.
Lenny, it's been too long.
To borrow one of the more popular turns of phrase at the moment, this appears to be quite the fated reunion. Running into you two out of the blue like this has really made my day. I certainly wasn't expecting it.
I made sure to turn the game volume up just a tad.
You can say that again. What brings you to Poisson?
Yeah, I don't know if we've actually seen the trio or even just the twins in here. We've seen Arlecchino though, but
Wait,
it.
Paimon's got it. You must be here for one of your magic shows, right?
This probably ain't the best location unless you go on top of the ship.
Actually, we've run into a bit of trouble on the home front, so Father arranged for us to stay in Poisson for the time being.
Oh, are Lynette and Fremine here too?
Yep, along with most of the other members of the House of the Hearth. You may have noticed Poisson seems a bit more crowded than usual.
Oh, I guess they're like kind of having to move locations or something. Everybody out! Everybody out of the house! It's cleaning day! Get out of the house!
So you're saying nearly the entire organization has moved to Poisson? Sounds like you've run into way more than just a bit of trouble. What's really going on?
Since the two of you are so curious, perhaps I can fill in the gaps.
Hi! Hi! Oh, I love when she shows up on my screen.
You scared Paimon half to death.
Father, you're here.
You know, on second thought, maybe we don't need to know. It's all probably super confidential House of the Hearth stuff, right? We totally weren't trying to pry or anything.
Paimon, she's okay. She won't kill you. You know, we'll protect you. She won't kill you that fast.
No need to be nervous. I could sense your genuine concern from your conversation just now. Of course, I can also understand your confusion. Sending so many Fatui here to Poisson, it's only natural that some might suspect an ulterior motive to be involved.
Well, we are a little curious. We still have our reservations about your organization.
I understand. I'm well aware you've had your fair share of confrontations with the Fatui in the past, and I can't exactly guarantee that we'll remain on good terms in the future. As for right now, however, I would say we have little reason to be at odds, wouldn't you agree? The House of the Hearth could stand to be more open with those who have worked so closely with us in the past. As for the issue at hand, well, it hardly relates to any ulterior motive. To be frank, it all stems from a certain rumor circulating around the House of the Hearth. It's an internal matter.
Wonder what that could be.
What sort of rumor?
A rumor that a certain phantom child is hiding away in the House of the Hearth.
Some sort of ghost story, maybe? Feel like I'm getting chills already. Oh, I guess because it is kind of an orphanage, it might be actually scaring the kids. So they're having to like, all right, kick everybody out. We're getting Ghostbusters in here.
A phantom child? Ooh, just hearing the name is giving Paimon the creeps.
A spirit that should have long ceased to exist is lurking in the shadows of the House of the Hearth. So I decided to bring the children to Poisson before continuing to investigate the situation. I expect I should be able to track down the spirit fairly quickly. After that, it's just a matter of resolving the situation, if you will. It shouldn't be much trouble at all. If you're curious, or if you still have some concerns, it might be advisable to stick around for a few days. I'm sure the children would be exceedingly pleased to welcome some visitors.
Yeah.
Lenny, I'll leave you to entertain our guests. I have some matters to attend to.
Of course, Father.
And there she goes. I couldn't help but feel intimidated during that conversation with the knave. Now that she's gone, I feel like I can finally breathe again. She also suggested we stick around for a few days, but why?
It has long been a dream of mine to invite you to our home and introduce you to my other siblings. You're quite well known in the organization already. A lot of people have been talking about you, especially after everything with the prophecy. If you're willing, why don't you stay a while and have a little chat with us?
I guess we got nothing else to do.
Alright. We don't have anything else to do right now anyway. But let's be clear, we're just gonna be there as guests, okay? Don't get any funny... Oh, wait a second. For your guests, that probably means we'll be treated to lots of yummy food, right?
Oh my god, of course Paimon's mind is on the food.
Of course. During our stay in Poisson, we've been helping out the locals with some fishing. We bring in quite the bounty every day. In fact, today's the perfect chance for me to show you what I can do in the kitchen. Let's go. I'll take you to where we're staying.
Yo, this boy can cook? He's cooking. Alright, before we go too far, I do want to test if Stream Elements is actually on, just because it doesn't look like it. And I want to make sure it is, since we've had some issues. Oh, and I just realized my chat is broken on OBS. Great. Sorry for any messages I've missed. Okay, yeah, Nadia's birthday, yeah. I would kind of like vaguely remembered the name. Alright, I'm gonna fix stuff, but I'll use my phone for the chat at the moment. Amnesia. I've not heard of that game.
Yeah, publishing
Actually,
house
maybe I
has
have.
released numerous works that lay out military strategy in a simple and pragmatic way. Those are my favorite.
I'd love to do a game for Halloween, but I have to go into work extra early. So, I didn't think I'd really have enough time. Alright, where are the docks? Chat off and then chat back on. That usually resets it. Unless, why is it broken? There we go. Now I got it back. Yeah, I'm only doing the Arlecchino Story Quest just because it's the one last thing I was spoiled on. I just know something happens in here. But everything else, then I'll be cleared of any spoilers for the moment. And actually, while I'm on my browser, I'm actually going to look up that Amnesia game. Oh, I might have heard something about this, actually.
Respect must be given to the will of every creature. Each fish in the ocean swims in its own direction.
I think maybe next year, if I get like good time around Halloween, I'll actually try and do like a spooky month. But sadly, this year I didn't get to do much. Same with any kind of Halloween model. So I'm gonna do better for Christmas. I'm gonna start on the Christmas model early, and I already have an idea of what I'm gonna do. I don't know if there's really any Christmas games though. Maybe horror games. You should watch the animated short Son Burning in the Embers. It shows Arlecchino's backstory. That is something I've seen a tiny snippet of, but luckily every time I've maybe almost seen it, I've skipped it, so I don't get spoiled yet. Yeah, I'm so excited to like actually see Arlecchino's backstory because I really like her. And I believe she is a Conrian, but not exactly sure how, only because she doesn't have the star eyes, but they could just have different eyes on ranks or whatnot. I'm really not sure yet. And I don't know if they'll explain it here.
We rented this house from one of the locals to use as a temporary base. I'll come back later and tidy up a bit. After that, it should be all ready for you to stay in tonight.
Hi, welcome on back.
Awesome, thanks! So, where are we off to now?
Well, when I happened to run into you two earlier, I was actually in the middle of distributing some supplies. With this many people staying in Poisson, we have to bring in outside supplies every now and then. I should probably make sure the rest of these provisions get delivered, otherwise people might start to get antsy.
Okay, we'll come with. There are all sorts of rumors about your organization floating around out there. Paimon's not sure if she could even take a wild guess as to what's true and what's not. But now that we finally have the chance to see a day in the life of the house, we can take a good look at how you operate.
Yeah, it's true, and we can actually, like, know what more happens just besides the trio.
Well, you're more than welcome to come along. Just follow me.
Oh, I'm guessing we gotta go all the way back up. This place is a lot of ups and downs, so... It kind of reminds me of the chasm, but not as big, which is good.
Linny, we're finally here. The supplies. I'm assuming you've...
Brought them with me? Yep, here you go. Hello? Something caught your eye?
He looks so dumbfounded.
It's the Traveler in Paimon!
No way! Come here, everyone! Hurry! The Traveler and Paimon are here!
Oh my god, are we like celebrity? Actually we would be celebrities, especially after the prophecy. Like, besides any like, oh yeah, it's the Traveler who comes everywhere. It's like, oh yeah, guy kind of helped save our nation.
One at a time, please. Don't crowd around them all at once. We don't want to scare off our guests now, do we?
Oh, it's alright! Gotta say, Paimon didn't realize we were this famous. Of course! Father and Linny have told us so much about you.
Yeah, Lenny is the talker.
Father told us about how you helped Linny. According to her, you're a trustworthy friend. And as far as she's concerned, that's pretty much the highest compliment we've ever heard her give. As you can imagine, everyone's been very curious about you.
Oh, I wish you luck on Bed Wars. I've rarely played Bed Wars, but I didn't end up growing up with the whole Minecraft Hypixel thing. I have some friends who are really high and good at Hypixel games, like Bed Wars, Quakecraft, Skywars maybe? I never really ended up getting into that at the time when it was like super duper huge. I'm sure it's still pretty big. But I am in no way good. I have like no clue how to play. I've also rarely played it, so. But I do wish you luck.
I heard the Traveler is so strong that he can move a mountain with his bare hands.
That you might be thinking Jolie.
I heard Paimon eats so much that she can clean out the entire pantry at Hotel de Boer in just 3 days.
Oh my god, that's so true though.
Wait a second! That's the rumor you heard about Paimon? Oh, not cool at all!
Mine's also a bit of a stretch.
Oh, wait. When guests visit, you're supposed to give them gifts and stuff, right? Oh, we don't need something like that. Besides, we don't have anything to give to you. Come on, we insist. I can give you some of my new potions. Just pick your poison. And by that, I mean medicine or actual poison. I've got both.
Damn. Okay. I mean, I guess you can learn a lot. And I guess it's good to keep them separate. Yeah. Why would a child have poison?
Or maybe Shaplo can teach you guys about stealth. He's super good at it. He's never been caught.
Ah, now that's not a bad idea. I know you usually prefer to fight head-on, but it never hurts to expand your bag of tricks, right? When it comes to eliminating your enemies, staying quiet can go a long way. Trust me, I would know. I was poisoned not too long ago, and I'm still dealing with the after effects. So I'm not quite as good as I was before, but I can still give you some pointers.
Wait, when you said gifts, Paimon didn't think you meant poison and stealth tactics. But those are the best things we can give you. You don't like them?
Yeah, don't be mean, Paimon. They got skills that children should not have, but are impressive.
Ooh, how about this? Tell me the name of someone who really annoys you, and we'll teach him a lesson for you.
Oh yeah, Paimon really annoys me? Get him. The dangerous suggestions keep coming on one after another.
All
You
right,
start to get a bit
folks,
overwhelmed.
Selwar. I think that's enough suggestions for now. When it comes to being a good host, it's the thought that counts. You don't need a physical gift to make our guests happy. In fact, pestering them with suggestion after suggestion might make them more annoyed than anything. I would say your enthusiasm has certainly gotten across.
Really?
Absolutely, we definitely feel the love.
Awesome! It's been so long since we've had guests to play with. If there's anything you need, just let us know. Yeah, especially if it's poison or something. I've got all sorts of potions for that.
Well, we'll talk to you all later. We've still got supplies to distribute.
All right, see you later.
She's really enthusiastic about that poison.
Bye! Lenny, about all that poison and stuff tactics talk just now.
Scared you, did it? That kind of talk
Oh,
comes
sorry,
with
you can
being
hear my
part of
nose.
the House of the Hearth. When Foltz was really young, he strangled all of his family pets.
Oh.
Just out of curiosity. He was labeled a dangerous problem child and was abandoned by his family.
Well, that is kind of a problem.
Elwar has an unnatural obsession with potions. Father has forbidden her from trying all the different concoctions she comes up with, but she still tries to test them in secret. You really have to keep an eye on that one. Chaplot is around my age. While I'm mainly responsible for collecting intelligence, he handles surveillance. He's very passionate about his work and has no reservations about taking on some very difficult missions. I know you two probably aren't used to that kind of talk, but I can promise you they only had the best of intentions. Things like stealth tactics and developing different poisons, they really mean a lot to them. They were just trying to share the best of what they could offer, that's all.
So I guess coming from kind of more dangerous backgrounds and try not to let them get out of hand. It's very interesting people they picked, but it is the Fatui, so they'll probably go for just anybody who needs a helping hand, or at least for Arlecchino, she'll go for anybody who needs a helping hand. I mean, now we need to go all the way over there. There wasn't a railing. I really thought there was. We're going almost all the way back around from the beginning. And another crowd.
Filial, supplies are here.
Thanks. And who are these two? Outsiders?
Allow me to introduce you. This is the Traveler and Paimon.
Oh, you're the famous duo I've been hearing so much about. It's nice to meet you. I heard you've traveled to all sorts of places. Is that true?
I mean, we've traveled to most nations so far.
Of course! We're making our way all across to that!
Oh, good for you.
I like her outfit.
You must be pretty familiar with Fontaine by now, then. Have you seen the new opera that started running recently? I think it's called... The 4,000 Thieves?
Huh?
Oh, this is the first we've heard of it.
It seems like it's going to be fantastic. From what I've been able to tell from the posters, anyway. You should definitely check it out if you have the time.
Oh, and there's the Blind Maiden, too. That one is supposed to have audience interaction. Seems pretty interesting.
Ooh. Alright,
After
just
this
talking.
mission is over, I think I'll go get a manicure.
Oh, maybe I should dye my hair. Wonder how much it'll cost.
I mean, his hair's a pretty good color.
Is it just Paimon, or do these two seem much easier to get along with than the others? Looks
Probably,
like the House of the Hearth has some normal members after all.
probably because they're more adults, or at least they can control themselves more in conversation to know like what scares people, what doesn't.
I heard that.
Oh! Oops.
I'm guessing you're referring to Foltz and the others? Yeah, we're definitely not all like them.
I bet those crazies are practically foaming at the mouth right now. I'm sure they just can't wait to get back to Snezhnaya to carry out the plan.
That's enough, Filial.
Don't talk about family members behind their back, right? Whatever. Let's go.
Guess this is goodbye then. if you ever have some time, we should go see the opera together.
Well, that's it for the supplies. We should probably head back as well.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, they didn't seem too happy with each other. Seems like there could be something more going on here.
We should observe for now. It's better not to pry.
You're right. We're only here as guests after all. Oh, Linny's getting super far ahead. Come on, let's catch up.
I'm guessing more of the younger members are probably really enthusiastic about their stuff, but the Fatui probably isn't filled with all just really skilled, somewhat dangerous people. Some of them are probably just normal people who support the cause. Please don't have killed Kokomi.
So, what do you think of the members you've met so far?
They've certainly got a lot of personality.
Well, Father is always encouraging us to be strong-willed and independent. So if there's one thing we've got, it's people who aren't afraid to speak their mind. Well, I should probably get cooking. Wanna join?
Yeah?
Of course!
Then let's head out and... Huh? Fremine? What are you doing here?
His rare appearance.
Well,
Hey, nice to see you again!
oh, you too. I heard you're here as guests of House of the Hearth. Welcome.
We were just going to make some food. Why don't you come along? I could use some help in the kitchen, and I seem to remember you mentioning you wanted to make seafood soup for the traveler in Paimon.
Seafood soup? Oh, Paimon's drooling already.
Were you looking for something just now, Fremine? Maybe I can help.
It's nothing. I just wanted to see if there were any extra supplies.
He's so shy. He's a baby.
Yeah, we've got some left over. What do you need?
Some food and water, and some clean cloth, if possible.
No problem. Give me a second here. Food, water... Wait a minute. What do you need all of those for? You're not on any missions as far as I'm aware, and you were just going to come eat with us. So what's this all about?
I thought I'd grab an extra portion because I get hungry at night. Could be because I'm growing, you know, and...
But what do you need the cloth for? I mean, I guess maybe it's a napkin.
Fremine, you remember what I told you? You're not like me. Your lying skills still need some work. Tell me what's going on. Is it really bad enough that you have to keep it from your own brother?
Maybe it'll be better if we gave them some space.
This is the first time I've seen that kind of look on your face. Whatever happened, does it have something to do with Father?
I wonder if they found whatever the ghost child and it's actually a real child just somewhere like wandering the walls of the house.
Yes. Just follow me.
Guess we get to go check out for ourselves. Or at least, you know, hopefully Arlecchino, the knave, is not hurt at all. Because that could be what the cloth is for.
Let's move out.
All the way up. Now where are they? West area reached, unless I actually need to be behind here. Do I? Well, I want to think not, but we'll see. 'Cause it shouldn't be on top. Unless it's on the surface. Oh, there's a child. Hello.
You're back. Oh, and you've brought some friends with you this time.
Hello, my name's Linny. I grew up in the House of the Hearth. And you are?
Hi, Linny. I'm also also a child of the House of the Heart, just like you.
She's in a very different uniform than everybody else, though. She kind of makes me think of like a Pokemon character.
You can call me Clairvy.
Clairvy.
Clairvy?
It's nice to meet you. Does that name ring any bells, Lenny?
No, not at all. That's not a name we have on our roster, I'm sure of it. What I'm not sure of, though, is how she managed to sneak in.
Ah, okay. Good to know that it makes sense later.
She must be the phantom child Father's been searching for. From the looks of it, I'm guessing you were the one that found her, Fremine. You, haven't told Father, have you?
No, I haven't told anyone. I've just been keeping her hidden.
For how long?
About half a month now.
Whoop! Why? It made everybody have to get kicked out of the house.
So ever since we got to Poisson, then, do you have any idea what you're doing?
I know what I'm doing.
Do you?
Really? 'Cause from where I'm standing, it looks like you're hiding the very person Father has been trying to find. If Father finds out about this, everyone involved is going to be punished. You know the rules of the house, Fremine. I know you do. Father doesn't tolerate any form of betrayal. So why are you doing this?
I've thought it through. And I just can't hand her over like that.
Why?
Lenny, don't you remember last year? Sheplo nearly died after getting poisoned during that one mission. He wasn't able to get back before the poison started taking effect, and not a single person was there to help him. That night, while I was sleeping, I heard a voice telling me to go save him. I opened my eyes, but I couldn't find the source of the voice. I thought that feeling of being haunted, of hearing voices. It's happened many times in the House of the Hearth. I'm sure you've noticed.
So what you're saying is, that was her? She was the one who spoke to you that night?
How long has she been in, like, the walls or something?
Unless there are other spirits roaming around the House of the Hearth, I don't think there's any other possibility. If Clairvy were our enemy, it wouldn't matter whether she was a spirit or an actual child. I would have acted without a second thought, because that's what Father ordered us to do. But she's been living with us, helping us from the shadows all this time. I think that makes her family. I couldn't just hand her over to be dealt with. Not when there's so much we still don't know.
So what's your plan then? You can't keep her here forever. Someone is bound to find out eventually.
That's true, especially if you've, been kicked out of the house for half a month. Everybody's probably gonna explore all of Poussin at some point.
I haven't thought that far yet. I don't want to disobey an order from Father, but I also don't want to put Clairvy in danger.
Come with me. There are a couple things I'd like to say to you in private.
Oh no. I'd hope Father can be reasonable.
Those two sure care a lot about each other. Well, they got a funny way of showing it. From where Paimon was floating, it sure seemed like they were about to bite each other's heads off.
Yeah, but I mean, they're trying not to get the other one in trouble and punished. Or everybody punished, you know?
No way! They have a really deep bond. I could tell right away, because I also have a friend like that. I just don't know how long that kind of bond can last.
What do you mean?
The darkness in the house runs deeper than you can imagine. No one can get out alive.
What?
I'm sorry, Lenny. I really didn't mean to drag anyone else into this.
Oh really? You didn't mean to? 'Cause I for one wish you did.
Huh? What do you mean?
You know, when we were younger, you didn't call me Linny. You called me brother, just like Lynette. We grew up together, the three of us. We were all orphans, all rescued by Father. Of all the siblings in the House of the Hearth, I think our bond was the closest. Later on, when you started calling me Linny, I wasn't actually surprised. After all, Lynette and I are related by blood. We've had to depend on each other to survive long before we joined the house.
Linny,
The darkest and most difficult moments of my life happened before you and I had ever met. I'm sure that's true for you as well. Even so, Fremine, we've stood by each other for all these years now, and to me, that means more than blood.
Yeah, let Lenny help. Especially because otherwise there's gonna be some bad consequences.
You and Lynette are the most important people in my life. No one can replace you. So I won't let you face anything alone. Not if I can help it.
Oh, looks like things are getting kinda heated between Linny and Fremine. Maybe we should go check on them. Oh, it's raining. I should put my clothes away. Hey you two! Hope we aren't interrupting anything. Like a fight, or...
She's really afraid that they're gonna like just start fist fighting each other.
Oh, wait a minute, Fremine. You're not crying, are you? Is everything alright?
everything's fine. Thanks for asking.
Oh, he's such a sweet boy.
Well, we're all friends here, right? We've been through so much together, so if there's anything we can do to help, just say the word.
It's just a small family dispute. It's not something our guests should trouble themselves with. In fact, it might be better if your stay ended here.
But sometimes having guests around can come in handy.
What are you getting at, Traveler?
When guests are around, families are often on their best behavior. And any disputes are less likely to escalate. That's what you're trying to say, isn't it?
Exactly. I think it'll be better if we stick around.
I... just... Thank you. I was really hoping to keep you out of it. But even if I could think of some other reason to turn you away, I'm not sure I could convince you. I know things could turn dangerous, so I promise you this. From now on, I'll protect you like my life depends on it.
Me too.
Well, back to the matter at hand then. If we don't plan on handing Clairvy over to Father, then our only other option is to solve the mystery of her identity before Father is able to track her down. That means finding out where she came from and what she's doing here. Then we can send her on her merry way and pretend like none of this ever happened.
I've tried that already.
Oh.
And?
And... nothing. I tried taking her somewhere really far away, but... after some time, she just reappeared. She even came with us all the way to Poisson. It seems like wherever the house is, she follows.
Like she's the heart of it.
I don't know much about spirits. Do you two have any ideas?
Let's see here. Paimon remembers hearing something like, if you fulfill a spirit's last wish before they died, they'll let go of whatever's keeping them here and return to the ley lines. Oh, it's just that Paimon doesn't really remember where she heard that, so it's not guaranteed to work or anything.
I don't even know where we might have heard that.
Well, sounds like it's worth a shot. Guess that means we should go ask her about her wish. But first, Fremine, I need you to promise me something.
What is it?
I need you to promise me that this will stay between the two of us. We're the masterminds behind this whole thing. No one else gets involved. Can you do that for me?
Of course. I promise.
All right. Then let's seal the promise just like when we were kids. Fist bump on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
I swear.
Huh? Yeah, you knew you couldn't leave Lynette out. That's what you get.
Whoa!
Lynette!
Can't leave her out. She scared me.
But what a surprise! What brings you here, dear sister?
She's like a very judgmental cat meme.
And, when exactly did you get here?
You're an
Trouble.
idiot, brother. You're an
Trouble.
idiot, brother. And you too, Fremine. You 3, Traveler. And you 4, Paimon.
Oh my, she's pissed.
Wait, what did we do?
I've seen Clairvy around the House of the Hearth before. I hadn't seen her in Poisson, so I figured she must not have come with us. But it turns out, you were just hiding her. I heard you talking about your plan. Rather than steering clear of the situation, I'd rather fully join in. If you don't agree, I'll have no choice but to report everything back to Father. Simple as that.
Damn, she blackmailing them to let her be involved.
You're not giving us much wiggle room here, Lynette.
That's on purpose.
Well, I guess we're all in this together then. After we talk to Clairvy, we'll figure out our next move. There's no time to lose. Let's go.
Let's hope we can get some answers.
I'm full. Thank you for bringing me this food, you guys. She said she's full, but the food doesn't look like it's even been touched.
Well, she's a spirit. She can actually eat.
That's right. Based on what I've been able to observe, it doesn't seem like Clairvy can interact with the physical world at all. Still, when she's presented with food, she'll always linger around it for a good little while. Maybe, in her mind, she really is eating those things.
Does she know that she has already passed away?
I've tried to ask her, but she didn't answer. My guess is that she's just as confused as we are. Or maybe she couldn't understand the question at all.
Clairvy, if you've got some time, I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Sure.
She's just like, why is everybody asking me questions? I'm just chilling here.
Oh, another new friend. Hi, I'm Clairvy.
Hello.
Clairvy, how did you join the House of the Hearth?
Huh? Isn't it the same for everybody? The knave brings you here and then you can't leave.
It's just that your name, it's not on the roster. And I've never seen you before.
The roster? Oh, I get it now. I think there might be some things you don't know about this place. The people in charge, they're not as nice as they look. They say they keep a roster, but it's not complete. There are a lot of people who aren't on it, and never will be.
Ooh.
In this house, some people are family, and other people are just test subjects. Those kinds of people aren't ever going to get a place on the roster, unless it's the roster of people who've been executed. Wait, does that mean the knave... she...
Is there anyone that can vouch for you?
Perry. She's my best friend. She's the only one I trust in this place.
Have either of you heard of that name before?
No.
Me neither.
Must be another spirit.
Clairvy, Perry. Neither of those names are on the roster. But it seems like she's telling the truth. Either that, or this kid's already got a bag of tricks bigger than mine. Maybe we should try a different approach. Clairvy, do you have a wish?
A wish?
It can be anything you want. Just imagine. It's your birthday, you're blowing out the candles, and your wish is...
To go outside,
I guess to experience the sun.
where the sun can find me. That's it? Well, that sounds easy enough. darkness in the house runs deeper than you can imagine. No one can get out alive.
What did she mean by that? Things can't be this simple. Yeah, I feel like, especially if, they had to travel to Busan, they'd already be out in the daylight. Unless she kind of warps to wherever they end up settling inside somewhere. Otherwise, she would have definitely experienced sunlight at some point, just from travel alone.
Okay, time to divide and conquer. Listen up. I've got a plan.
Fatui translated from Latin to English means fool. Huh, I did not know that. Very interesting. I wonder if that'll mean anything for when we get to Snezhnaya.
I'll try and find a way to use basic illusory magic to take Clairvy outside and bring her somewhere with sunlight. Lynette, try and find the list of executions that Clairvy was talking about, and see if her name is on it. Fremine, you stay in Poisson. We can't be the only ones who've had run-ins with Clairvy. I need you to collect intel on everything she's said and done.
Oh, they're calling themselves fools. Huh. I guess because they're... The only thing I can think of for why they do that, besides just for the name, is like, because they're fooling heavenly principles of sorts. Or like, fooling people. That's the only thing I can think of that's like why they chose that meaning and that name.
Understood.
I'll try my best.
What about us? What should we do?
I really appreciate your willingness to help, but this is a family matter. I don't want to drag you in too deep. It's too risky. Let me think. Since Father considers you to be guests, maybe you could stick by her side for a little while. You don't need to do anything except keep up some nice, casual conversation.
Ah, Paimon gets it. You want us to distract her.
How should we contact you?
I'll give you a magic bird. If Father suspects something, all you need to do is release it when she's not looking, and it'll alert me that something's wrong. Of course, that's only as a last resort. If Father doesn't seem to notice us, there's no need to make contact. We'll reconvene here tonight after all's said and done. If the worst-case scenario happens and we're discovered, just tell Father everything. We're not going to let our guests get punished for our own actions. That's where we draw the line.
Be careful.
You too. Okay, this is where we part. I really hope this goes well. No, it has to go well. That's the only way this can get resolved.
And I mean, hey, if Lynette snuck up on even Lenny, we should probably be fine. And this is probably the closest waypoint up there. So hopefully we can prove a decent distraction. If any at all. Man, this is like one giant river. Oh, there's Child. Hello. I knew we wouldn't see, like, that wouldn't be the last of him that we saw with the all-devouring whale. All are world-devouring.
It's the Knave and Child.
And especially because should be taking place after the prophecy has already been dealt with.
Hey, aren't you supposed to be in Snezhnaya recuperating? What are you still doing in Fontaine?
Oh, it's you two. I didn't expect to run into you here.
Okay, so he's pretty still down for the count.
I was unconscious for quite a while after the fight in the Primordial Sea. After I woke up, I realized I was being taken back to Snezhnaya, and well, I couldn't have that now, could I? Not when I've still got unfinished business here in Fontaine. So, I mustered up all my strength and made the journey back on my own.
What sort of unfinished business are we talking here?
It has to do with Skirk, my master. I really wanted to meet up with her, but by the time I got back, she had already left. I still have so many questions for her. Without any other leads, All I could do was ask the knave to help me track her down. She must have left behind some traces from her time in Fontaine.
Maybe, but it was kind of in a portal that we even saw her. So, I feel like she'd be the type to leave no trace.
Oh, okay, so have you found any clues?
Unfortunately, no. While the House of the Hearth is adept at collecting all manner of intelligence, certain existences can still manage to escape our purview.
Basically, unless Master feels there's a need to meet with me, she's not going to be found. But that problem has an easy fix. I just need to become stronger, and then...
Paimon thinks you should focus on getting better first.
Yeah, focus on not dying.
The worst of it is over. It's all thanks to that one kid from the House of the Hearth. Elwar, I think her name was. She gave me a bunch of random potions to drink. They didn't go down easy, let me tell you. Pain and chills all over. But they really did help speed up my recovery. And that's good, because it looks like I really do have to head back this time. The old man's been putting the pressure on me. He sent someone to tell me I'm needed for some sort of project.
Project Stuja?
Ooh.
Yeah, that's the one. I heard Regrader's involved too. I'm not looking forward to having to listen to all his monologuing, that's for sure. Hey, maybe you could think of a way for me to stay in Fontaine for a little longer.
Oh, think of some excuse for him? And I think Regrader is... I don't know if we actually know his real name yet. But I know he's the one that, like, looks very much like Baiju, but with, like, black hair. And he's all about money and just Mora. And I think he runs the bank in Snezhnaya. I don't know if that's all still true.
Helping Linny and the others brush up on their fighting skills would be far more interesting. If you and I could spar, that would be even better. I've been waiting for a chance to see you go all out.
And what a sweet little daydream that is. But I also have a role to play in all this. I'll be leaving Fontaine shortly as well. Besides, considering how little they see fit to step outside the homeland, being called on to return to Snezhnaya by such illustrious dignitaries, what a great honor. Wouldn't you agree?
One I could do without, I'd say.
Is it just Paimon? Or does it kind of seem like
They're just casually trash-talking their colleagues behind their backs? I mean, I guess Arlecchino's, like, kind of very attached to Fontaine. I don't think she wants to leave, and Chao just doesn't want to go home. He'd like to be anywhere else.
So, dear guests of the House of the Hearth, to what do I owe the visit?
well, we just,
Wanted to learn more about you.
right. We're super close to Linny and the others, but we still don't know much about you.
Is that so? Introductions have already been made, have they not?
Yeah, but...
Oh, well, you see, there's only so much you can learn about someone from a short introduction. At least tell us something a little extra, like, why do you call yourself father?
Huh, good question. I'd also like to know.
Yeah, I wonder if there's, like, an actual reason behind it.
The fact that you have to ask tells me our intelligence work has been quite successful. Telling you the answer to that question would only serve to undermine that success. And we can't have that, now can we?
But I would feel like it's a simple question.
Spoken like a true diplomat. That was some expert sidestepping right there.
Well, if there's nothing else, I think I'll take my leave. I still have a small matter to resolve at home.
Wait, don't go!
If the knave leaves right now, she's sure to run into Linny and Clairvy. Should I release the bird that Linny gave us? No, we should try to get her talking about something else first. About the House of the Hearth. Yeah, I said that right. What does the organization mean to you?
I'd also like to hear the answer to this. I've met some of the members of your organization, and they all seemed like really good kids. They actually reminded me of Tonya and Tusser. Which, by the way, if you ever betray them, I'm just letting you know, I won't let you off easy.
And why would I betray them?
Well, you've already betrayed the House of the Hearth once, haven't you? At least, That's what I heard.
Ooh, that's one real way to probably piss her off. What she did, though.
Okay, I admit. That's just what the old man told me. The rooster, I mean.
The knave betrayed the House of the Hearth. Does that mean what Clairvy said was true? Does the knave really treat her children like test subjects? Hello, welcome on in. Welcome back. We're doing Arlecchino Story Quest in Genshin.
Oh,
Trying to distract her.
Wait, did you really do something bad to those kids?
Never mind what I've done. I'm more curious as to what the mighty rooster had to say. Care to enlighten me?
Ah, well, nothing much. Just some stuff about you taking out many other members of the House of the Hearth, and even going so far to attack your own family.
I see.
Oh, based on your reaction, I'm guessing it's all a bunch of lies.
Hardly. I don't appreciate his particular turns of phrase, but I suppose he didn't say anything untrue.
I wasn't expecting her to admit that.
Although, it would be more accurate to say that there is a certain level of prejudice involved, but I don't intend to clear that up just yet. Prejudice has a funny way of concealing the real truth behind certain things, an attribute that I find to be quite advantageous. Call yourself a Fontanian, for example, and people will assume all sorts of things, when the real truth is that this is simply the land where I was raised.
Huh? You're not actually from Fontaine? But then why did you try to help out with the prophecy and everything?
I mean, she's made a home here. It's her home. She doesn't want to get kicked out.
I was trying to protect the children born in Fontaine. Claiming that I myself was a Fontanian simply made it easier to operate. People would hardly suspect a fellow Fontanian of having any ulterior motives. Who wouldn't want to save their homeland after all?
I mean, that's true.
The primordial sea wouldn't have any effect on me, but it would have caused great harm to the House of the Hearth. Well, you wanted extra information, didn't you? There you go. I hope that satisfied your curiosity.
So much for learning anything else about her betrayal. She probably only revealed that other secret in order to change the subject. It seems like she's really trying to avoid talking about her past.
So, you stayed in Fontaine for the kids. I guess I was wrong to believe you'd betray them. Apologies. Looks like I was holding on to some prejudices myself.
Good. Like I said, I like it when others have misconceptions of me.
It's alright. You don't always need to be on time. And especially because it's, it's just a story quest. Well, we're gonna do quite a few if I can.
Actually, while I was recuperating at the House of the Hearth, there was something else that really caught my attention. I heard that members always resolve disputes and arguments with a friendly spar, and the loser has to back down. Seems pretty cool if you ask me. Would also give them plenty of opportunities to hone their skills.
Well, that's only a recent development. In the past, such spars weren't nearly so friendly. The losing party would lose everything, including their life.
They were that high stakes? Whew, at least that's not a thing anymore.
Well, the current atmosphere's not half bad. I'm a bit jealous, actually. You've got so many family members around you, and you even get to live with them.
Having a lot of family around means dealing with a considerable amount of bickering and scheming. Once Tonya and Tusser enter their rebellious phase, I'm sure you'll understand.
Yeah, when he gets to see them.
Just imagine. Tusser becomes obsessed with plucking out strands from the rooster's mustache, or Tonya decides to dye her hair 42 different colors.
My god. My day is going pretty well so far. I'm surprisingly not as tired as I thought I'd be. How's your day? How's everybody's day going so far, actually?
Okay. I get the picture.
Yeah, his face is just, he's freaking terrified of that reality. I wish I could read these, but they always go by so fast, but it seems like Child's just talking about his
would
siblings.
you look at the time? I should probably get going.
Glad everybody's day has been good so far.
Traveler, Paimon, I'm not sure where our paths will cross next, but the next time we run into each other, we should definitely try and find some time to spar.
You know, maybe when you're not dying, we can then spar.
Again, maybe this is a conversation we can have when you look less like you're gonna keel over.
Oh, nice.
All right. Well, thanks for everything, Arlecchino.
No thanks necessary. You also played a part in obtaining the Gnosis. I would say we can call ourselves even.
I like the sound of that. Well, I'm off. See you all some other time.
All right.
We should probably get going too. Do you want to head back with us?
Oh? You want me to leave so soon?
Oh, well, you see...
I'm rather enjoying the evening breeze. If you don't mind, I think I'll stick around for a bit. I have some things to think about.
Oh, I mean, I guess if she distracts herself, it kind of works.
Apologies for not attending to you like a proper host. Please forgive this slight. I do hope you'll have a pleasant stay.
We managed to keep her distracted until nightfall. Good thing Child was there to keep the conversation going. You don't think she suspected anything, do you?
I mean, doesn't seem so.
I wonder if Liddy ran into any issues. Let's hurry back and see how everything went.
Kind of just looking at her design. I like her little arm sleeves because they look like birds, like bird wings. Though I don't think she has anything to do with birds. Okay, right here. Sometimes all the new layering features of the map confuse me a bit. She has X's for pupils because for Conrians, which if you haven't played Genshin, it's basically a nation that got blasted off. Like blasted off the face of the planet region. And so those that came from Carnia and survived have kind of more star-like pupils, or it seems like X's kind of play a part. I don't know if I can zoom into Kaya at all. I don't think I really can. He is a Conrian, and you can... It's really hard to tell, but he has a small, like, kind of diamond in his eye. I can't get any closer. But I don't know if they're gonna explain why hers is an X and not like a kind of diamond shape, but it's basically the survivors of Conria have different pupils compared to everybody else from Teyvat, because they were, I guess, more in the sky region, less connected.
Winnie, how did everything go?
Well, long story short, we ran into a small issue. Clairvy can't go into the sunlight.
Oh.
Everything was fine at first. She followed me up to the surface just like I told her.
And I guess she kind of like disappeared.
But as I led her out of the shadows and into the sunlight, she vanished. I turned around and there she was, standing at the edge of the shadows, silently watching me.
I guess because sunlight's like her final wish, but she's a spirit, it just like resets her in a way.
Huh. Maybe she's afraid of sunlight, or... No, it wouldn't be her wish if that were the case.
That's true.
Well, we could always try pushing her into it.
I don't think that's really gonna work. Not sure pushing works on a non-corporeal being.
Oh, true.
I've pretty much tried it all already. Nothing worked. Eventually, the sun went down, so all I could do was bring her back here. How did it go with you, Lynette?
Good. I've got the list. It's right here.
Oh shoot, that means the list is actually real.
Really? Well, what are we waiting for? Let's take a look! Oh, that's a lot of pages. Oh, it's gonna take forever to get through it all.
A list for executions or a whole list of the roster? That's not good if it's that big for executions.
We can each take a section. Here.
La Pouillade, Landois, Chambert, Aurer.
Very French sounding names. Well, as French sounding as I'm gonna think they are. Yeah, those either are supposed to be like the young adults or, you know, not children.
Oh, yikes. That Aurer guy has a huge scar on his face. He's kinda giving Paimon the creeps.
Yeah, we're in the French region, so some of these names are a little hard for me to pronounce because they try to be very French sounding, or they actually are French and I'm just not aware of it.
Ah, I've met him before. The scar is from an injury he received during a mission. I still remember him joking with me about it. He said any future lover would take one look at him and then lose all interest.
Did he say anything else?
Well, I asked if there was someone he was interested in. He said no, and that's where our conversation ended. It was only later that I learned he really did have someone he liked. He risked everything to escape so he could be with her, but it didn't work. One day, Father asked to see him, and, well, I never saw him again after that.
I'm guessing it's kind of like once you're in the cult of Fatui, you can't really get out. So as much as the knave kind of seems like she's good at heart, she does have a darker side where it's just like, you enter my house, you are no longer allowed to leave unless you get a guest pass.
Wait, so that means the knave, she...
It may seem cruel, but it's just one of the rules of the house. Betrayal is not to be taken lightly. We know too many secrets to come and go as we please. So, if you do try to leave, you pay with your life.
I guess that's fair, especially if you're involved with the Fatui. You're gonna know like too much, they have to silence you. Oh, good that it gets explained later. Yeah, because I'm sure Arlecchino's is probably the longer one we're gonna be doing today. At least I think so. So, solemn atmosphere goes over the
Her
group.
name's not here, huh? Well, that's not too surprising. It doesn't seem like this list is complete. It only contains records dating back around 5 years.
So it doesn't have anything either-wise older than that.
Let's shift our attention then. Fremine, were you able to find anything out? Fremine.
Sorry. I was thinking about something. I managed to talk to quite a few people, but I couldn't help but notice that the atmosphere in the house was a little... strange.
Strange.
Strange how?
Yeah, I mean, I know there have been arguments in the past, times when people haven't gotten along. Chaplot and Filiol are a good example of that.
Oh, those are two of the people that we met while delivering supplies. Paimon can see how they might not get along. They had very different vibes, and their, interests seem to be pretty different as well.
Found out Kaya was from Conria, since I think I'm near of the Sumer's Archon Quest. Yeah, and then, Dainslief is from Conria as well. We're technically not. The only reason I found out the knave was before it actually gets explained, if it does, is actually through fan art. I found out through fan art on accident. It was really pretty though. I mean, I was expecting her to be from not Teyvat, but it would probably fit her. I just didn't expect it because they're always diamond eyes instead of like, you know, X's. I think she might be the only one that I know that has X eyes.
That's to be expected, actually. Father brought us all here, shared her knowledge with us, taught us how to fight. That's one thing we all share. But that's also where the similarities end. Not all of us feel the same desire to stay here.
No, not the brain rot. Alright, I'm gonna let it autoplay just a tiny bit since I have something to fix real quick behind the scenes. Find it funny that you're doing Notland and Super Archon Quest at the same time. I'm surprised it lets you do that, but Also, I don't think the Archon Quest, like, I don't think they're limited to, like, you have to do it in this order. I think they still let you do it anyways, but you may get... Actually, with Sumer and Notland, you shouldn't get stuck with, like, oh, a character's doing this other quest, because I don't think they really cross over at all. I don't think they would.
As members of the House of the Hearth, we're also considered part of the Fatui. And to a lot of people, that's an identity they never asked for. Certain members get older and realize they want something else for themselves. But considering the rules of the house, most people would never say that out loud. People like Chaplot and Foltz are loyal to Father and her vision. They're proud to be part of the Fatui. Filial and Nantoy, on the other hand, well, they aren't quite as enthusiastic.
These kinds of conflicts have always been there. It's not like Father is in the dark about any of this.
Well, that's true. But it just feels like things have gotten worse lately. Filial and the others, it seemed like they were meeting in secret to talk about something.
Okay, there we go. Now I fixed what I need to do. Off for doing them at the same time, so I finished Inazuma quest within 2 days. Damn! And Inazuma's semi-long. It definitely, I think every Archon quest is getting longer and longer, because it's getting closer towards, not probably endgame, but probably towards where everything's going to start to meet up in Snezhnaya. So it gets longer and longer. So yeah, you must have been like playing for a real long time to finish all of Inazuma's, because I know that didn't take me as long as like Sumeru did, because Sumeru was long. And I just checked, because we love when Stream Elements isn't on and working. We love that. Thank you for whoever subscribed, because yeah, my alerts didn't go off. I'm still tweaking it. I honestly don't know if there's any better bots unless you program one yourself. So I wish I had something better than Stream Elements for YouTube specifically, but I don't think there is at the moment. Surprisingly, because there is, you know, YouTube streaming is picking up a little bit more, but I don't think enough for people to really invest in it. I'll have to do some research. I have to do some research for some Discord bots and another server for some friends as well. Since, you know, some bots are now becoming paid services and, you know, you want to find whatever's free. No sense of time, so what I was doing just speedrunning. Yeah, you probably can speedrun the Inazuma. Sumeru, not as much, because it does make you, it starts bringing in the mechanics for picking actual options and putting together thoughts. It starts bringing that together, and as well as what Fontaine has. I don't know if Notland has that yet, because I haven't done any of that. But no spoilers on that, because I will get to that after Story Quest. Like, not today, but another time. I will start doing Notland, so I can avoid spoilers.
I can't say for sure, but I think they've met Clairvy.
You think she's been inciting them to act out?
No, not exactly. But I wouldn't be surprised if she said something to them about the darkness in the house and how deep it runs. She's told me about it before. Experiments being run on children. People being used as pawns on the battlefield without so much as the strength to survive.
And they just believed all that? Without any evidence?
I mean, they are children, so yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they just don't. They're smart children, but they might just believe it coming from another child.
Clairvy's words probably gave them the excuse they were looking for. Whether they actually believe them to be true is secondary.
Yeah.
This is all because of Project Stuja, isn't it?
And I hope we find out what this project is.
Whoa. Hold on a second. What's this Project Stuja all about, huh? This is the second time it's come up now.
Sorry, but I'm not sure of the details either. I only know what Father has told us, which is that it's something the Rooster and Regrader have been working on together. Apparently, it has to do with the Fatui's strategic plan for the future.
So it has to do with the guy who's taking care of child, or at least his family, back in Snezhnaya, and their greater is the one that looks like Baiju and deals with Snezhnaya's bank. I don't think he has any element, but I still never checked on if it was true information that not all Fatui have elements or delusions. Because I remember hearing that some of them are just not going to have it, like Dotre, because at least in the comics, he hates that stuff. But I don't know how. They said he's probably going to be playable, or at least people predict he's going to be playable. I'm just really not sure how they're going to do that then, if he doesn't have an element or delusion. It's true, not all of them have visions. Okay. I never checked on if that was true, but it does make sense for some of them to just straight up not have it. For Dotre, it makes sense. It would kind of make sense for a greater, because I have no clue what he would be. All I know is he's just all about Mora. I don't even know if the one who created Catherine, because I always forget her name, if that Fatui girl would even have an element. If she did, she's probably going to end up Geo. Or if Columbia will have a vision as well. Sandrone, yeah. I always end up forgetting her name. I think it's because it's the most, like, normal-ish.
Because the House of the Hearth was so successful in obtaining the Gnosis, we now have the honor of playing a key role in Project Stuja.
Oh, okay. I usually start streaming at 1 p.m. I do post a schedule in a YouTube community post though, especially because this week I have morning shifts, so that completely doesn't let me do 1 p.m. streams. So this week today started at 1 p.m. and then on Friday I have an art Twitch stream at 6 p.m. So very random time. I normally wouldn't do that, but I'm working till like 4:30. And then art at 3 p.m. on Saturday. And then we get Windcraft again on Tuesday at 1 p.m. So the normal time. I know, I really want Columbia. She's gonna be like I think she's at least in the pretty powerful ranks. I'm just really curious what they're gonna put her as if they make her playable. Because I know not all of them are playable either. Though it'd be cool if she was. Ah, okay. Yeah, I try to stream at 1, but this week I like have a bunch of morning shifts, so it throws it off completely. I normally never do. But the other person who usually also has my role at work said no mornings, so I got the majority of the morning shifts, which good for me, I got good hours. So making money one way or another.
Wait, but isn't that a good thing?
Key role is just another way of saying dangerous role. To us, the whole thing is an inconvenience. Father thinks so too, but she's in no position to refuse. Their plan isn't exactly unreasonable, and they've been funneling the house a lot of funding. It's just that we'll lose a lot of members in the process.
Oh.
Participating in the plan, it's an honor in name only. What they're really trying to do is subdue us. The existence of an intelligence organization outside their control makes them feel uneasy.
Which, fair enough. The only time I've ever given Hoyo any money is for the Diluc outfit, and I ended up having extra enough later down the line to get Ganyu's outfit. Because almost all the rest of the characters I don't have or don't play enough to feel valid enough to get them. I do have like pretty much most of the free outfits though. I didn't have Barbara's just because I wasn't playing at that time. I started playing right as Inazuma came out. So, way after Barbara's free outfit was there. Oh damn. I think I know some people who have spent some money on it. But at least from what I know, I think the outfits or that kind of battle pass is the only thing that's worth it if you really play a lot. Just because if I believe right, I've never tested it myself, but I don't find any point in it. The Genesis crystals to Primo Gems rate is not really that worth it unless you have a lot of money. So the game, for Hoyoverse, it's a gacha game. Like any other games are gacha games, which means you can basically kind of gamble to get a certain character, which will imply people to put money into the game. Yeah, I have some money, but I also don't want to put it into. I don't like to spend money on games if I don't have to. Like, if I can work towards getting something, I will do that, but the outfits you can't. And especially because Deluxe looks really nice, I got that. So I found that worth it. Yeah, just be careful with the gambling so you don't spend too much money. I mean, the game makes plenty enough money as it is. It's just if you have the money and that's how you choose to spend it, you can totally spend it that way. Just otherwise be careful how much you're spending because it can probably go by pretty quick, I'd bet. Depends on who tows for Raiden. Oh. I actually don't know how well that would work. Hold on, we're gonna look at something real quick. You guys can't see it. Mostly because screen switching is not that easy. There is a whole Google Sheet thing that a big community put together for a bunch of like Genshin weapons, what's best for people and their builds. And yeah, if you want a DPS Raiden instead of there's a DPS build and a Hyper Bloom. If you want DPS, which probably means also her bursting as well, Staff of Homa is like the second best weapon to have, besides her own weapon. Got scared of Dulu because I thought the game was lagging due to his pigeon eyes. Yeah, no. They did him dirty. They did him and Albedo dirty. They were supposed to be like fluffier, a little more lively looking, and they did him dirty. I'll link the Google Sheet. It's a community Google Sheet. I'm not part of this in any way, shape, or form. I just use it. Genshin is on PC. I think it's on console as well. And it's on mobile, but it does not run the best there because it's a pretty big game. So it's on PC, but it's a big game. So, and yeah, there's the Google Sheet that I use for a lot of team building, which it gives you different builds for characters and like goes in and explains the artifact like choices and kind of what the role does. It's very helpful. I don't even know who showed me that. I think it was someone who I found in another friend server and they were like really into Genshin and they showed me that. It's very helpful. Besides any of the like Team Labs websites. I don't think the 10-year-old PC will hold up Genshin because it's such a big and graphically intensive game. You may want to wait till you possibly get a new PC for Christmas if you do. Because I remember you said you're gonna try. Takes up 20% of your storage. Oh, damn, that's a lot of storage. I don't have it on mobile, only because I know it will probably like tear up my phone, but I try not to use my phone too much besides for reading webcomics. Well, and texting. But if I already have it on PC, I'll just hop on PC. I'm on my PC more anyways. Looks like the Fatui are plotting something big. But given how little Linny and the others know about it, I probably won't be able to learn much more. I should keep a eye out during any future dealings with the Fatui to see what I can learn.
Okay, super complicated top secret Fatui business aside, what does all of this have to do with the conflicts you were talking about earlier? Paimon doesn't get the connection.
Yeah, I have a phone. I think it's an iPhone. iPhone SE? Yeah, I didn't get a phone till like I was in like middle school or something, so. Or like, start having a phone. Oh, yeah.
External pressure has a way of exacerbating internal strife. You can't overlook the power of fear either. People are afraid of dying, and that fear is often the impetus for a lot of stupid decisions.
Oh, yeah, it's okay for the caps lock. I know you're probably not yelling or only doing it in excitement, so you're okay. I do get it. It might have your key might have gotten stuck or something, or if there's something underneath, possibly. Yeah, I can get why like people don't get phones so they turn like more into the teenage years, because otherwise like it is true that like social media can kind of mess with your perception of things, but I guess also so you don't actually, yeah, you would probably ruin your eyesight. Uh, just staring at a phone a bunch, but I guess it's so like they try to like I know like some people will want to like just make sure that like it doesn't like a phone doesn't uh go into your perception too much of things and like distract you too much from school just so you can get through school. But a phone is definitely useful for like, you know, contacting or actually even helping with any homework just for like asking people, all that kind of jazz. Yeah, I was able to like have an iPad at a young age, but it didn't come to any phones till I was like in middle school. And that's only because then it became inconvenient to carry around an iPad in like 6th grade for trying to do like a math class or something. So then it just becomes more convenient to get a phone. And because this iPad gets older, it's better to hand it down to somebody else. In my family, we usually have a little more of like a trickle down of electronics. Just so then we try to keep everything in use as long as it still works, because you know the first iPad ever is not gonna work. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, it's definitely like don't let it distract you, especially if you got really good grades. And depending on your school, they might be stricter about phones. Mine really wasn't. It really depends on the teacher's policy. All right, anyways, I keep talking so much. I need to continue this story or we're going to be here all day.
I thought resolving the Clairvy situation would make everything go back to normal. But it looks like things are more complicated than I thought. If we leave Filiol and the others to their own devices, sooner or later, Father will be forced to take action.
We can only focus on one situation at a time, brother.
You're right. Even if we confront Filiol and the others, it won't do any good. It might even make matters worse. We should focus on Clairvy for now. Well, it's getting late. We should head back and get some rest. We'll try again first thing tomorrow. Lynette, you stick with me this time. Fremine, keep a close eye on Filiol and the others. Make sure they don't do anything they'll regret. Good work today, everyone. Have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Is it gonna time skip for us? No. Rest at the temporary accommodations. Okay, so actually, no, I don't have to go in and do time skip. That is great, because sometimes I just don't like doing that.
I'm always looking forward to an early night, but she can't sleep at all. Hey, you don't think the knave will be too angry with Linny and everyone if she finds out about all this, do you?
She probably will.
She's even scary when she smiles. If she were to actually get angry... You have to protect Paimon if that happens, okay, Traveler?
Okay. I'm also afraid of her. You can just hide behind me.
Trust is ever, Traveler. Look! Look over there!
Clairvy? What's she doing over there?
Quick! Let's catch up with her before anyone sees!
Guess we gotta make sure she don't get herself into trouble. Or, you know, convince other children to, like, do something that they shouldn't.
Over there!
Oh yeah, are EU grades different? Or I think they're more lenient, aren't they? I did take a class to learn German once, but the teacher was so strained because she had to teach the whole district, which is 4 different schools, 4 levels of classes. She, eventually quit. Not soon after I met her. But I believe their school system is like different, or at least a little more relaxed in terms of grades. Ah, yeah. Grades are numbers instead of letters. Yeah. And at least my school, we did get the number grades and the letter ones.
Let's move out.
The letter ones, actually, we only used in the grade book, and when they gave you your paperback, you'd end up...
Where is she going? Or if someone sees her, we're toast.
You would end up getting a number. So it would just be like what range, like if it's a 90 to 100, you get like an A. 80 to 90 is like a B. Once it gets really low, it gets confusing how much actually there is. But I know like a C is a 70, or like 70 to 80 range. And I know that's different for some people. Like I had a Canadian friend, and a C would end up being a 50, which is so nice. Yeah, bye-bye. Yeah, you're good to come back whenever. I'll probably still be alive. I'm taking forever on this Arlecchino quest, and I still want to at least get through Lenny's. Nervulets would be nice too, but I'm pretty much free all of today, so I'm not doing much otherwise besides anything late tonight.
Look, she stopped.
Yeah, that's all right. Thank you for joining. Yeah, it's a pretty sky.
Clairvy! Shh. I opened the window while no one was looking. Look how pretty the outside is.
So she can go outside, just not in the sun. Window? There's nothing here.
If only I could have more than this. You probably think I'm being silly, huh? All this hopeless resisting. It's better to dream of what I could have than try to make it a reality, right? Please, help us get on the same page here, Clary. We need you to tell us what you know. Can you do that? Sure. Although, after you hear all this, I think you might regret that decision.
I actually don't fully know that, just because I do not remember that part of science class. But at least it seems, whether that's true or not, I mean, wait, wouldn't the moonlight be just a reflection of the moon, since the sun would be on the other side of the planet? Okay. Or at least in Genshin, it's not counting as that. And so I think it's direct sunlight she can't go into. But at night, she's fine. I don't know, it's just weird ghost spirit things.
Everyone in this family is nothing more than a tool. Something to be used and exploited. We're all expendable. Including me.
Ooh.
As long as you're useful, you get to stick around. Lose your value. You're handed over to the doctor, experimented on, and given a fate worse than death. I've seen it happen again and again, and I've had enough. You're saying the knave did all that? It's just, that doesn't seem like something she would do. She's scary and all, but it seems like even she has lines she wouldn't cross.
You'd hope.
I knew you wouldn't believe me. Everyone thinks she's a good person. They all think of her like a real mother. Mother?
Nobody calls her mother.
But she doesn't deserve that title. She's disgraced it and tarnished it. And if I had things my way, I'd never see her again. If only Perry were here, she'd understand. Perry? There's that name again. Also, Paimon's getting a strange feeling. It almost feels like she's not really here with us. Paimon can't tell if she's actually talking to us or if she's mistaken us for someone else.
I'm not sure either. She's a spirit, it could be anything. Got an A in math, a B in reading, B in social studies, and an A- in writing. That's pretty good. Yeah, keeping the grades up, you know, helps for your future, especially if you go into college. I didn't go into college mostly because it's really expensive, but where I want to go, ideally, doesn't exactly need a degree. It needs a portfolio and to show what you can do. She's a spirit. It could be anything. Okay, I already read that.
Well, in any case, it seems like she really needs someone to talk to. We should keep her company for a little longer. She looks so young. But it seems like she's been through a lot. It's getting windy. I should close the window. Ooh, look at the moon. Isn't it pretty? Hey, wanna hear a secret? I heard that if you look up at the night sky in Snezhnaya, you can see the aurora. It's supposed to be super pretty. Even prettier than the moon tonight.
I'd love to see it. Oh yeah, if you're going into like Harvard or any of those like really big colleges, you're definitely gonna need good grades for that. It'll make it a lot easier to get in. At least I would assume so.
Perry and I promised each other that once we're older, we're gonna go see it together. But I can't find her. I'm worried she's also been... No, that wouldn't happen to her. She's special. Mother likes her a lot. I should really go talk to Mother, but we just fought. She doesn't want to see me, and I'm too scared to face her.
It's so weird that she's calling her mother, but now everybody calls her father, so I wonder if after some accident she decided to change and think she wasn't really the motherly type.
What should I do? Paimon really doesn't understand what's going on with her. Well, let's head back. We've got an early morning tomorrow.
I mean, as long as she's heading back. Oh, the night passes for us. Nice.
Alright, looks like we're all here. Let's go ahead with the plan.
Before we do that, I have a question.
Oh? What is it?
Have the knave and the doctor ever worked together?
What makes you ask that?
Well, we kinda ran into Clairvy last night, and that's what she told us. We met the doctor back in Sumeru. He's super dangerous, and he's done all sorts of bad things.
It's possible that Father and the Doctor have had certain dealings, but I don't think Father would work with him. We're not really on the same side, so there's not a lot of trust between them. That doesn't exactly set the stage for a successful partnership. I did hear, though, that when Father first became a Harbinger, the Doctor offered to work with the House of the Hearth.
And probably use anybody as test subjects, and it's not really that Father or the knave meant to, but kind of naive at first and trusted the doctor.
Father rejected most of his proposals, except for one. It had to do with some sort of secret experiment.
Oh?
Secret experiment? Could that be what Clairvy was talking about?
I don't think so.
I don't know any details about the experiment itself, but I do know it's an entirely independent operation. The doctor only proposed a direction for the research. That was the extent of his involvement. I still don't think that counts as working together.
Oh, nice! Yeah, it's been like an hour 40. We'll probably be going for like 3 hours or more. Just because I really want to get some good story quest progress.
The details of the experiment are confidential, but complete records are kept on all participants. That doesn't seem to be the case with the situation Clairvy referred to. I know you don't agree with some of the Fatui's methods, and I'm not asking you to. But I am asking you to trust us on this. The House of the Hearth has its own principles. There are certain lines we're not willing to cross.
Oh, they're like 2 hours each. I kind of forgot how long they were, so we might only get to just Arlecchino's and Lenny's. It's because Furina's felt a lot shorter to me. It probably wasn't as much as I think it was, but it felt shorter to me. So I think that's why I thought I could fit 3 in here, but I know I'm gonna get hungry, but pretty much after Lenny's quest, so...
Alright, that's good to hear at least. Clairvy seems to think the knave and the doctor worked together to do something horrible. If that turned out to be true, Paimon doesn't know how he would even face you guys. It's just that it doesn't seem like Clairvy is lying either. The easiest thing to do would be just ask the knave directly, but Paimon doesn't think she'd tell us.
Let's focus on the plan for now.
Father didn't come back last night. She's probably still near the shore. We'll be counting on you to distract her. Lynette, you're with me. Fremine, you know what to do. Be on your guard, everyone. All right, let's get to it.
Wonder how we'll distract her this time. Didn't mean to do that. But she's all the way out here again. Honestly, I'll keep that in mind for Story Quest next time, because I'll still do more on stream. I just also want to get to Notlin for next Genshin stream, just to keep away any spoilers of sorts. And so I don't fall behind as much as I did in Fontaine. But I'll keep that in mind so I can just keep some snacks on my desk so I can just keep going. Because if I knew they were that long, I probably would have tried to make dinner or prepare dinner early so I can just keep it in my room and try and, you know, mute myself and silently eat it. Because I don't want to make eating sounds on stream.
Ah, it's you two again. I must say, you look a bit pale. Did you have trouble sleeping last night?
A little.
Perhaps if you had less on your mind, you'd be able to absolve yourself of such troubles. So what are you planning to do now? Catch up on some sleep? Or should I give you some time to rack your brain for a topic to discuss before I ask any questions?
I mean, if we can talk, it distracts her.
Although I must profess to being curious. Without child here, how do you plan on distracting me?
She knows, but she's letting it happen.
Us? Distract you?
Paimon.
Good one. But no, we were just here for a chat.
Looks like you could have used some extra time to think. No matter. If you don't have any other plans, why don't you accompany me somewhere? Don't worry. I'll be sure to steer clear of any scheming children.
The ocean breeze is sure nice today.
So you know everything then? Yeah, there's no beating around
Children always
it.
think they can hide things from the grown-ups. But nothing gets past me. Least of all a little scheming. I think I'll let them have at it for a little longer. I can be very patient.
Yeah, I mean, especially if the trio's kind of her favorite, or at least the one she holds out the highest respect to. She'll probably give them a little slide before, you know, they get the consequences, which are hopefully not death.
Well, I'll leave you to think things over. If you're so inclined, meet me outside the Palais Mermonia. Good things come to children who do as they're told. So I do hope you decide to tag along. If only for your friends' sakes.
What should we do?
I mean, we kind of gotta follow her.
She clearly knows about everything we've been doing, and Paimon doesn't think it'd be a stretch to say she was threatening us just now.
No, we should release the pigeon that Lenny gave us. And then we need to go follow her.
Good idea. Hopefully he sees it in time. Well, we should probably head to the Palais Mermonia. Paimon doesn't want to find out what happens if we don't show up. Based on what the knave was saying just now, it sure didn't seem like it'd be anything good.
We really don't have any other options. Guess all we can do is take it one step at a time. And I mean, if we need a fighter, we totally can.
Okay, then we probably shouldn't keep her waiting. It seems like Lenny and the others are on thin ice, so let's do our best to not get them in any more trouble.
Speaking of, if a battle happens, I'm going to switch Kachin out of my party. Even if Ganyu is
What are my
my
orders?
Ganyu's super squishy, I'm going to keep her instead. Just in case. I don't think a battle will happen in here, but all you can do is hope.
Seeing as we still have some time before my meeting, We might as well enjoy some pleasant conversation while we wait. I'm glad to see you get along with my children. Being surrounded by good companions is necessary for a child's development.
You're not planning on doing anything to them, are you?
I assume you're referring to Lenny, Lynette, and Fremine. Although, there's that situation with Filial and Nentoy as well. It appears quite a few people have been acting out lately.
Yeah.
No matter. I'm not one to discriminate. All those who betray the house meet the same fate. There are no exceptions.
Does that mean you're going to kill them?
Oh, are you here to beg for their lives? I'm sorry to disappoint, but the rules of the house change for no one. In my organization, everyone is responsible for their own actions.
Welcome on back.
But don't you care about them at all? They really respect you. They even call you father. You must feel something for them.
Any organization in which feelings come before principles is one destined for ruin. The House of the Hearth is hardly an exception. You could say our principles are more stringent than most. Perhaps I can offer you this consolation at least. As our guests, you two will not be held accountable along with them.
There's really no other way to solve the issue?
I would imagine Linny, Lynette, and Fremine will be able to keep their lives. As for Filial, Nentoy, and the others, I'm afraid there's little I can do. They can try to escape, but once you know our secrets, there's no getting out alive.
But that's awful.
It's a Fatui, though.
Ah, you seem concerned. Out of consideration for my guests, I suppose I could turn a blind eye for a little longer. If Linny and the others manage to dispose of Clairvy in the meantime, all evidence of their wrongdoing will be lost. In that case, I could hardly punish them for something I couldn't prove. If their efforts are unsuccessful, on the other hand, all will be held accountable. And the punishment will be severe.
It's a deal then. We'll hold you to it.
Of course. Oh, and here, I believe this belongs to you. Do try and keep better track of it next time.
I knew she'd do something to the bird. So then Linny and Lynette would not know anything.
It takes a considerable amount of time to train a bird like this. It would be such a pity if you were to lose it. Permanently.
Wait, where did you get that?
Well, I'm afraid that's all the time we have to chat. Now, for the matter at hand. I asked you to meet me here because I have business at the Palais Mermonia. It has nothing to do with you, but I think it would be prudent for you to stick by my side for the time being. There will always be time later to run off and tell Linny what you've learned. Well, time to go. Looks like we wrapped things up just in time.
Uh-oh. Alright, now real quick, before we get going, I have to take a quick restroom break. I'm not even gonna switch to another screen. It should be super quick, so you guys just get to stare at... Actually, let me put it on Ganyu, because I have her skin. So I'll be right back. It's probably gonna take like 30 seconds or so. I'm back. Okay, I hope you are joking.
It's so nice to de-stress.
Alright. Yeah, we're back, and I actually grabbed a fruit smoothie that I had in my fridge, so should be able to go for a lot longer, hopefully. Alright.
More speed.
Well, the knave to complete the negotiations. Hopefully get some lives spared. Oh, she's meeting Nervulette. That makes sense. That actually really makes sense. Sorry about that.
It's been a while, Monsieur Nervalette. I must say, I wasn't expecting my meeting request to be approved quite so quickly. The Palais Mermonia operates with an efficiency worthy of admiration.
It is only right that an esteemed diplomat such as yourself should be afforded the proper level of respect. Although, if I may speak plainly, I must confess that I did not anticipate we would have the occasion to meet again after presenting you with the Gnosis. I see you've brought the Traveler and Paimon with you as well. If I may inquire as to the purpose of your visit.
I'll be departing Fontaine shortly. There is, however, an outstanding matter that I would like to see resolved before I go. It requires a rather lengthy explanation, I'm afraid. So I took the liberty of explaining everything in this proposal. Please review it at your leisure, Monsieur Nervalette.
Guessing it's the children at the House of the Hearth. Figuring out what to do with them. Guessing he reads pretty fast. And she already has tea.
I understand your request. However, at the risk of causing offense, I must admit that I fail to see why you would wish for such a thing.
I heard you have a certain fondness for water tasting, Monsieur Nervalette, so allow me to use water as an analogy. A family is like a large body of water with countless rivers flowing in and out. As someone who watches over this system, I would hope that each river that flows from the source will eventually reach the ocean. Of course, objectively speaking, I know this is impossible. Most of the rivers will dry up along the way, disappearing into the ground and leaving nothing but a barren riverbed behind.
Yeah, it's a funny thing to share. It's funny though that it's like totally like no other context than, hey, I want to be bald. I had a friend who was trying to get like a few other buddies around to like, hey, let's all go bald together because he didn't want to do it alone. And yeah, nobody participated in that. It was still funny though, because sometimes he tries to pick up the bit here and there, but I don't think anybody's gonna go through with it.
Not all rivers are destined to reach the ocean, but I would not see their existence rendered meaningless. I believe the water that flows within them is simply meant for a different destination, like a field in need of irrigation. Or perhaps the glass of a certain water-tasting enthusiast.
I mean, it definitely would be probably a smartish move to go bald. Only because, like, you wouldn't have any hair to really get tugged at when you're fighting somebody. And especially so you don't really have to worry about any sort of haircut while the zombie apocalypse is going on.
Did you get any of that, Traveler?
Not really. Kind of.
Your words paint an optimistic picture indeed. Allow me to remind you, however, few among us are willing to sip from a glass filled with tainted water.
It may have been tainted at one point in time, but not to worry. I'll make sure it's strained of all impurities and returned to its cleanest form.
I seem to recall there being a transactional aspect to your proposal. Perhaps you could expound on that?
Oh yeah, you could do bald cap it. I mean, they're not always the best, but it, you know, helps to at least give a look into like, hey, this is how you're gonna look when you're bald. You really want to do that? Especially because bald is like a big move. Hair dye is a different thing, but when you go bald, that's a big move, because that's a whole lot of regrowing your hair after the fact if you really don't like it.
If you accept my proposal, Monsieur Neuvillette, I will gradually withdraw my forces from Fontaine. And, unless absolutely necessary, I will no longer carry out any special missions within Fontaine.
I presume I can take your words to mean that, in the future, cases similar to the Tartuffe assassination will cease to cross my desk?
Tartuffe? Ah, that thief who embezzled funds from all those charities, you mean? My deepest condolences to his family, but without any evidence, I cannot imagine how the House of the Hearth might have been involved in his passing. Of course, if you accept my proposal, Monsieur Neuvillette, I'm sure certain measures could be taken to reduce the frequency of such troubles.
You choose your words carefully indeed. In that case, I am inclined to accept your proposal.
My thanks for your generosity, Monsieur Neuvillette. Well, with that settled, we should be going now. I took the liberty of bringing along 2 bottles of spring water from Snezhnaya for you to enjoy. I do hope I get the chance to hear your impressions. Perhaps at our next meeting, yes?
Indeed. I trust you would not overlook your commitment in the meantime.
All right, Traveler Paimon. Time to go.
I guess we just kind of tagged along for water talk. Oh yeah, he is bald. And he does it really well. So now we gotta leave and hopefully everything is tied up and done. So then none of them get in trouble. I would hope. Cutscene? Oh no, just walking.
So, what exactly were you talking about back there? Paimon only heard you mention some rivers, a large body of water, and then some kind of irrigation scheme.
You really want to know? I would imagine there might be more pressing concerns at the moment.
Winnie, Paimon really hopes everything's going okay.
Hopefully.
Oh, Paimon recognizes that look. You've got your thinking cap on, don't you, Traveler?
My god. The knave may seem relaxed, but she didn't seem to be joking earlier when I said those who betrayed the organization must pay for the... When she said those who betray the organization must pay with their lives. I think she's serious about punishing those kids. How should we stop her? No, there's something else we need to figure out first. While we were talking in front of the Palace Memoria, she mentioned Clairvy's name. Does that mean she knew where Clairvy was this entire time? Maybe she even anticipated how Linny and the others were going to act.
Oh, shoot. Are you alright? Oh, jeez. I'm so sorry. I was so focused on selling these papers, I wasn't looking where I was going.
My bad, I also wasn't paying attention.
Well, let me make it up to you at least. Here, take this paper. On the house.
He looks kind of familiar for some reason. The scar on his nose.
Oh, you don't have to give us anything.
Please, I want to. It's not like I'm short on supply. All the extras will be useless come tomorrow anyway.
That's true.
It's my fault, really. I was just trying to bring home some extra mora for the family, but I bit off more than I can chew. I haven't had many takers today, so I'm still swimming in papers.
What's going on here?
Nothing much. I just ran into your friend here on accident. I should probably get going, actually, so...
Hold on.
Of course, I'm happy to compensate you with mora, it's just... I don't have any on me at the moment.
Oh, to make fan art? I mean, heck, if you can draw, yeah. I want to make fan art of some people, too. I still need to get back into doing some more art. I have some people I have in mind for fan art that I want to draw at some point or another.
I'll take 3 papers. Here, your payment.
Oh, thank you for your patronage. May the Archons bless you with good fortune. If only I had the chance to run into such generous customers every day. I should probably just take on a smaller inventory though, right? I'm getting married soon, so sometimes it's hard to not get ahead of myself. Anyway, I should head out. Goodbye!
If I was good
Now
at
that my
drawing food,
affairs
I
are
would.
settled, we should take the boat back to Poisson. We've even acquired some light reading to enjoy along the way.
Sadly, I actually haven't really drawn much in the way of food, so.
Actually, why don't we stick around for a little longer? Paimon just realized how hungry she is. She can't head back to Poisson on an empty stomach.
I guess Paimon will buy us some time trying to eat literally everything off a table. Carrybert is, he's a character involved with the Dainslief quest, which is kind of in between each nation. So, a deep in lore character, but sorry that I vaguely remember him. I know his name, but I vaguely remember him as just like very tortured soul to say. Yeah, to make sure not to spoil you at all, I'll just say tortured soul for now and we'll go off of that. Cause you'll see him twice. Or should if you just met him. So you'll get to learn more. They do definitely make sure to explain that character. Looks like Paimon's trying to buy us more time. If we head back now, I doubt Linny and the others will have made any progress. What should we do?
It appears you two are under the impression that delaying our return will somehow alter the situation in your favor. I'm sorry to ruin your fantasy, but your efforts are meaningless. That being said, I could be persuaded to give Linny some extra time. I just have one condition.
Okay.
If you agree to my request, I'll even answer some of your questions. You're quite curious about Claire V, are you not? And my relationship to her.
I guess she can read us like a book. Or, you know, asking the obvious questions.
Wait, why are you being so generous all of a sudden? You're not gonna ask us to do something bad, are you?
You overestimate yourself. You don't have the talent for bad things.
Damn. I mean, true, but I removed the Instagram link because I really just don't use that account. I have it in my name, but I don't really use it, and so I thought really not to promote it anymore. But I'll be putting a VGen link there, like, this weekend or something, for next YouTube stream. Because I'll actually be using VGen, and that's what more of the art will be. But I do post it on Twitter, but if you don't, like, have Twitter, since that's an odder social media of sorts, I guess, depending on age, VGen is definitely going to be the more safer anyways, but I don't have it completely up yet. But yeah, I'd stop doing that. I don't have the full lore written out yet, but I really like the asymmetrical design. It's also the reason why I don't have a 3D model yet, is because Vroid Studio will not let you do asymmetry with assets like horns. So I will have to go and actually make my own. Just so then it lets me have the asymmetry. Yeah, Twitter's very scary. Blue Sky's better, but it's also still in the works. And I'm gonna probably be posting more art on Blue Sky anyways. As, you know, Twitter is not gonna be such a great place for artists anymore. They're kind of blowing up their app by basically saying you cannot exclude yourself from being used for AI now. And it's not active for policy yet, but it will be in November, and so everybody's already kind of not posting as much anymore. Yeah, that's why a lot of people are going to Blue Sky more, because Blue Sky does not do AI. And Twitter is deciding to do that and basically make the blocking feature not work, and so Twitter's also going to start getting banned in more countries because Canada has at least from what I've seen, Canada actually has a specific law on how blocking features are made to be, and if you do not have that feature fully locked down, like how it normally is on every other platform, where you blocked, you cannot see that person anymore, or at least if you look them up, it will just say you were blocked and you cannot interact with them, then Canada's going to start blocking. There's probably other countries that are going to start blocking Twitter as well when they enroll that, because I don't think they're backing down. Because a lot of artists have flooded the site, like went off of Twitter, but I don't think Twitter's backing down still in terms of changing or getting rid of that policy. It's not inactive yet, but it will be soon, and it's not going to be great. So we'll see how that goes, but I'm keeping art to Blue Sky, and when I get the VGen up, posting that stuff in my portfolio. When I get there.
Then what do you possibly...
The most important consideration in a negotiation is that both sides receive something they want. Demands and threats only get you so far.
Blue Sky, I mean, it can have inappropriateness, but people are supposed to censor it. I will warn that there is settings so you don't have to see it. Like, you can turn off, like, well, really turn on it, like, not completely showing you anything, but people should be censoring their stuff. It's just also make sure in your settings, if you do get Blue Sky, to, like, make sure that what content you see, like, you can turn off being able to see any inappropriate stuff. I think any gore as well. So yeah. I mean, otherwise, if you look in the settings before you really get around the app and you see that something's missing, so you don't have to see anything that makes you, like, uncomfortable or anything, then you probably just don't want to use it. But it's still in development, but it's getting to a lot better of a state now. And I mean, I haven't seen any nastiness on there yet. So. And for me, I'm kind of okay with seeing some of that as long as it's not real people. But I have not even seen any of that yet, which is great. Because, like, I'm just here for the art, man. I don't want to see all that weird stuff. I'm here for the art and for the people that I want to follow. Your conditions. Let's hear it.
Wonderful. Here.
Oh, I accidentally skipped your
When
dialogue.
the time comes, make the choice that you deem most appropriate in the situation, and lend your help to the House of the Hearth.
Okay, that's pretty vague.
Okay. Sounds normal enough. But what do you mean, when the time comes? When is that supposed to be?
That is for you to decide.
We accept your condition.
Then we have a deal. Follow me.
Okay. Follow Knave to the Nameless Ruins. And sadly, this is the closest waypoint I got. I still need to do more Fontaine exploration just to even just get the waypoints. I'm still dealing with some other exploration points to, like, get farther. Oh, don't call me Pookie. Oh my god, I've never really had anybody call me that. Yeah, make sure to look in the settings to make sure that anything that you don't want to see is, you know, off your feed. They're making some pretty big developments, especially since, you know, they, especially since they got loads of users last week because of Twitter's announcement of that policy.
More speed.
What is this place?
Somewhere long forgotten by everyone. It used to be a grand building. Now it's nothing more than a pile of rubble. No one comes here anymore. Nor does anyone care about what once happened here. Although, this place does have something to do with the story I'm about to tell you. It was before I became a Harbinger, and before Linny and the others joined the House of the Hearth. Due to certain events, I first killed Clairvy and then her mother. And this is where it all happened.
You were the one that killed Clairvy?
I mean, I guess we kind of expected that, but not her whole family to be dead. Damn.
Patience now. Allow me to explain Clairvy's side of the story first. I'll start from the beginning.
Cutscene?
Clairvy was 6 years old when she was
Story
brought
time.
by her mother, Crucibina, to live in the House of the Hearth. From the outside, it seemed like a fairy tale. A thriving family made up of kind adults and friendly children. Crucibina was the knave at that time,
Oh.
and the House of the Hearth was under her control. She was Clairvy's mother by blood, but she was also the mother to all the children in the house. Clairvy was happy here, for a time. But she quickly realized that being part of this family wasn't a fairy tale at all. It was a kind of purgatory.
Purgatory?
Exactly. The House of the Hearth takes in war orphans from all over Teyvat. But as for how to raise them, that depends entirely on the person in charge.
Oh.
Crucibina came up with a novel idea. She would teach the children to fight, force them to duel each other, and then crown as the king of the house the child who proved themselves most worthy of inheriting her title. It's difficult to estimate the number of children who died or were maimed in the process. There's little I can say about the ones who died. The ones that emerged with permanent injuries, on the other hand, well, they still served a purpose. They would be handed over to the doctor to be experimented on, or sent away on dangerous missions. Nothing more than tools to be used and then discarded.
So those were the experiments Clairvy was talking about. But what actually happened to her? You said that Clairvy was Crucibina's daughter, so if Clairvy tried to convince her to stop what she was doing, Crucibina probably would have listened, right?
No, it seems like her mother probably raised them like that and was actually maybe a little more violent than the current knave Arlecchino is.
Despite being Clairvy's mother, Crucibina cared little for her daughter. She forced Clairvy to join the House of the Hearth only as a means to demonstrate her own impartiality as a mother, to prove that she treated all her children equally. Clairvy did try to convince her mother to change her ways, but it was to no avail. After her efforts failed, the only other option was to rise up and try to fight back.
Oh.
Unfortunately, the other children had already been thoroughly indoctrinated into the illusion of happiness Crucibina had created. Of course, there was one exception. Someone Clairvy's age who knew the truth about the House of the Hearth. Her name was Peruere.
Perry?
Wait, the friend that Clairvy mentioned?
Friend, huh? I suppose we can call her that for now. Clairvy was a cheerful and passionate person with a tenacious spirit. Peruere, on the other hand, was rather cold-blooded.
Baby Arlecchino! She looks so cool. A little emo, but she's adorable. So her name used to be, or originally was, Peruere? Interesting. Oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, because you don't want to, like, go and, you know, make a new account and then have to delete it just because you saw something, like, nasty that you really didn't want to see. They do have pretty good moderation, so. Or at least I think so. I've never ran into any problems yet.
Her cold-blooded nature allowed her to see through Crucibina's facade. Yet, it was also this cold-bloodedness that prevented her from acting against it. At least at first. While Clairvy longed for freedom, Peruere was convinced that, amid all the fighting and violence, she would make it until the end.
Okay, good that this is animated. I honestly thought this would be a cutscene. Yeah, we can watch this together right after this story quest is done. I'll make sure to properly screen share it, though it might take a little bit of tweaking.
Despite their differences, the two became fast friends, united by their knowledge of the truth. Clairvy told Perouer that she hoped to create a real family, where no one would be killed or sacrificed. There may have been a certain naivete to her ideas, but Clairvy proved her determination many times over. She tried countless times to run away, ask for help, or expose the truth. But her efforts only earned her beating after beating. The only thing that kept her going was her strength of will. Even with her body racked with pain, she would still stand on her tiptoes and open the window at night. She and Perouer would look out at the moon together, a fierce longing for freedom shining in her eyes. But one day that light simply vanished.
Oh.
Oh no. What happened?
Her hopelessness resulted from a culmination of things. 10 years had passed. 10 years worth of failure after failure. She and Perouer weren't children anymore, but finding any chance to escape still seemed as hopeless as ever. It was during this time that Perouer suggested a new plan. If escaping was out of the question, why not take down the very person sitting on top of this throne of lies? Mother herself.
I mean, I guess if that's what you gotta do. Oh yeah, I wish you luck with downloading Genshin, because it's a hefty game, so do be warned about that. I think you can mess with the graphic settings, but it really depends on how your computer will handle that. Or at least this kind of game.
Clairvy rejected that proposal. She claimed that, as a famous harbinger, Crucibina possessed an unimaginable amount of power. Trying to kill her would have an incredibly low chance of success. Clairvy never gave another reason, but Perouer could see it written all over her face. Clairvy still thought of Crucibina as her mother. Killing her own flesh and blood was a line she couldn't bring herself to cross.
7 minutes, damn. That's pretty good then. Maybe your PC could handle it. Or if you're doing that on phone. Whichever way, either of them... Oh wait, not phone, sorry. Then I guess maybe your PC can handle it. I guess just be careful and monitor it, so your computer doesn't actually, like, die from it.
If she couldn't escape and fight back, then only one option remained.
Death.
Precisely. Death was the only way that she felt she could be free.
I'm gonna guess she went out the window.
It happened during a duel.
Oh.
When she arrived at the dueling ring that day, her partner turned out to be none other than Perouer. The very person that had stood by her side all those years. It was a fierce battle. But ultimately, Clairvy decided to let Perouer end her life. From that moment on, Perouer's journey was one written in flames. When the rain finally came and washed it all away, there she stood, the sole victor in Mother's endless game of slaughter. A trail of corpses strewn across her path to success.
And I guess that explains a lot about how the current knave acts now.
It was the very result she had predicted 10 years prior. Even then, she believed she would make it until the end. She wasn't surprised by the fact that she emerged as Mother's undisputed heir. Rather, her success left her with an inexplicable sense of restlessness. She was unsettled. And there was only one thing that could quell that sensation. Perhaps you two would like to take a guess as to what it was?
Killing the person at the very top?
Crucibina, you mean? But...
Correct. This is the place where Perouer killed her best friend. A mere year later, this is also the place where she fought tooth and nail to kill the mother they shared. The moment she acted, any conception of what was right or wrong ceased to matter. It's one of the principles of the house. Only those who survive get to write the rules. Peruere won the battle, and became a harbinger herself. After which Her Majesty, the Tsaritsa, bestowed upon her a new name. Arlecchino.
So the Perry Clairvy was talking about... It was you all along. You're Peruere. Arlecchino is just a name you got later.
This was your story as much as Clairvy's. Yeah, you may wanna, not to like keep you here, but I'm afraid of what your computer might do if you try to do Genshin and a stream. And if you don't have two monitors, then, it's hard to do both at the same time. And especially because that game, at first, is definitely going to have a lot for you to look at.
I left that name behind long ago. I must say, hearing it now does bring back memories. After I defeated Crucibina, the moniker of Mother died with her. I chose to forego the title she called herself, and even chose to give up my own name. I rebuilt the House of the Hearth under a new identity. Not only as Arlecchino, but as father.
Okay, that's good that your computer's hefty. I'm only worried about its age, but if it's still hefty and it is old, then it probably can hold up just fine.
And that is where the story ends. Any more questions?
The Clairvy we met, though, who is she exactly?
Yeah. Based on what you just told us, Clairvy wasn't a little kid when she was killed. So the Clairvy we met... Was she really a spirit at all?
Or it could be more like her childlike spirit for freedom, and her will is still intact as a spirit, and just it'll take a more childlike form because that's when her best memories were, or something like that.
I suppose you could call her an illusion born of flame. Her existence is like ashes to a fire. Something left over in the wake of blaze and ruin. You see, a certain power runs through my veins. It's not unlike a curse. My flames leave behind shadows of anything they consume. Of course, the chances of those shadows morphing into a sentient entity are exceedingly slim. Clairvy is a very special case. Clairvy died when she was 16 years old, but what emerged from the flames was her 6-year-old self. Her appearance wasn't the only thing affected. Most of her memories were lost to the blaze as well.
Oh. Oh, then that should, I think, still be a good amount of storage.
Memory is a mysterious thing indeed. Losing a portion of your memories will alter your sense of self. Lose 10 years' worth, however, and it would be like living in the past. Like returning to a version of yourself that never grew up.
No wonder Paimon got such a weird feeling when we were talking to her.
Perhaps I should put it this way. Clairvy is someone trapped in time. It may seem like she exists with us in the present, but she truly lives in the confines of her own past.
So if all of that is true, then you must have known about Clairvy for a long time.
Indeed. She's a rather volatile and unstable entity. Sometimes she would look after the children. She's even saved some of their lives. But other times, she would hide from me and become obsessed with revealing the truth about the house to anyone who will listen. Shadows don't have the capacity to learn or grow. Any new information they encounter is quickly forgotten over time.
Yeah, if it's running the stream, it can run Genshin. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. And Genshin has been better about trying to compact the game storage, at the least, so that should be a good sign.
Your attempts to expose Clairvy to sunlight. They failed, yes? The reason is actually quite simple. In Clairvy's mind, the house is impossible to escape. And it is this very perception that traps her there. But no matter. All I have to do is kill her again, and all will be resolved. I don't anticipate so much as a single speck of ash will be left behind this time.
Wait!
I mean, not. I mean, I guess if that's the only solution, but it's a very violent solution.
Paimon can understand why you might want her gone, but isn't there another way? So what if she's trapped in her 6-year-old self? She's still your friend! At least talk to her first!
It's too late for that. She broke the rules, and now she must be punished. That goes for Filial and Nantoy as well. She's had quite the effect on them. I hope you understand. The difference between Crucibina and myself lies in our formulation of the rules, not our policy for enforcing them. Upholding the rules without question is a trait we both share, because that is how a household should be run.
A very strict household. But it is an orphanage, so you got so many kids. At some point, like, with being so strict, it becomes less of a family, more of the organization.
Is this really what you want to do?
Traveler voice! Oh my god! Let's go. I love hearing when he gets to speak. I will say it every time. I love his voice.
Whatever could you mean?
Don't you want to say a proper goodbye at least?
Whether as a killer or as a father, there are two things that must be avoided at all costs: anger and sorrow. Anger makes you impulsive. Sorrow causes you to waver. Well, it appears it's about time to proceed. Before we arrived, I told some of my well-behaved children to bring our troublemakers here by nightfall.
Oh.
I do believe I've kept my end of the deal. I gave your friends quite a bit more time. As for what happens now, we'll just have to wait and see.
Here they are, Father.
You gonna execute him? Seeing something like that would actually be a first for me.
Stop acting like a psycho, please.
Lenny!
Claire V.
I'm sorry. I heard about how you helped buy us more time, but I still failed. I couldn't find a way to fulfill her wish.
Huh? Are you... Perry?
Indeed, it's been a while, Claire V.
Perry!
Shh, stay right there. I'm sorry to postpone our reunion, but first I believe certain scores need settling.
Alright, are we fighting? They fighting?
Father, let me explain.
Out of my way.
Father!
You chose to conceal a threat to the house, and for that, you must be punished. Overall, however, I suppose your wrongdoing is hardly the most egregious of the bunch, so I'll deal with your punishments later. As for right now, the more pressing concerns are the traitors among us.
By traitors? Do you mean us?
Among us.
Father, let me explain. We didn't mean to...
Fultz, why don't you share what you heard?
Yes, Father. Secret Midnight Meeting number 3. Participants, Filial, Nantoy, Sato, Toddy. Nantoy clearly said, if only Father wasn't the one who took us in. Sato added, I'm sick of this life. I just want to live as a normal person. Filial was the worst of them all. She called us crazies and said a bunch of mean things about Father.
I did not! You're lying! Fultz is trying to frame us.
This is what happens when you run a house like this.
It's not like I'm the only one who heard those things. After that, you and Toddy and a bunch of other people started talking about Clairvy. You were using all those things Clairvy brought up as an excuse to question Father. We're birds locked in a cage. The only way out is to destroy it. That's what you said, wasn't it?
You little. You just want me gone, don't you? What did I ever do to you, huh? And you, Sheplo, have you forgotten who stood by your sickbed, watched over you, and changed your dressings? Come on, let's hear it then. What's your reason for all this?
You're wrong, Filial. We don't want you to die. You're our family.
Yeah, but I mean, it's questionable morals. Like, because of how they're being raised, but it's also like, we love you, but also these rules, we kind of have to do them.
Liar. You wouldn't be doing this if that were the case. So why? Why have you backed us into a corner?
We all live in the House of the Hearth. You know the type of work we do, Filial. A single betrayal can cost dozens of us our lives. It's not like it's never happened before. That kind of thing is hard to forget. That's why the House of the Hearth cannot tolerate any form of betrayal. Ever since we came to Poisson, you've had 7 secret meetings. A lot of the things you talked about really crossed the line.
You've been spying on us for half a month? Wait a second. Now that I think about it, the move to Poisson was just a way to make it easier to spy on us, wasn't it? Because we were all in one place. You've had this planned all along.
Filial, Nantoy, I'm sorry.
Are you really, though?
I owe you both my life. I owe Clairvy too. If it weren't for all your help after I got poisoned, I wouldn't be standing here today. If this were any other situation, I would do anything to repay that kindness, even if it cost me my life. But rules are rules. I'm sorry. My hands are tied.
Why? Why?
That's enough, Filial. We made a mistake, and we should own up to it. We broke the rules, plain and simple. And now we have to face the consequences. I'm sorry, Chaplot. Fultz. I'm sorry, Father. We accept our punishment.
Chaplot, according to the rules of the House of the Hearth, how should these traitors be punished?
All those who betray the house pay with their lives.
And so it shall be.
Damn.
Father, please wait!
Something you want to say, Linny?
Please reconsider, Father. What Filial and the others did. Does it really count as betrayal? We all come from broken families. From the very first day we joined the House of the Hearth, we wanted nothing more than to make it a real home. But the truth is, none of us know what a real home should look like. I'm not saying I have all the answers. All I know is this. Killing Filial and the others may uphold the rules, but doing so will only bring us further away from being a real family than we've ever been.
That is true.
So please, Father, please, reconsider.
I agree with Linny.
Father, please.
Linny, you... I also agree with Linny.
An order once given cannot be rescinded. However, given the extent of your determination, I suppose we shall have to go about this a different way. Draw your weapons and face me.
So there
Weapons?
is a battle.
Father, are you referring to a duel?
Precisely. The rules of the house will not be altered. Traitors must be punished. However, resolving disputes with a duel is also one of our rules, one that also applies to me. Demonstrate a sufficient showing of strength, and I shall offer a concession.
Wait. Beat Father in a duel?
So I wonder, do we get to play all 3 of these? And ourselves? I think that's a lot, but...
Impossible. Father is way too strong, even for Linny.
Or maybe we tag in.
Did you hear that, Traveler?
Actually, I don't think I know what weapon Lenny is.
Lenny and the others have to duel the knave. What should we do? Can they really win something like that?
I guess this is what would be our time to step in.
If they lose, those people from the house are really gonna be executed. Hey, are you listening?
Is executing them really what she wants?
Don't you want to say a proper goodbye at least?
Anger makes you impulsive. Sorrow causes you to waver.
Back then, she never really answered my question. But that makes the answer pretty obvious, doesn't it?
Oh. Looking at that expression on her face, she seems really serious about this. Guess that means there's no chance she's throwing the duel on purpose, huh?
There's no way the knave will lose on purpose, although...
When guests are around, families are often on their best behavior. And any disputes are less likely to escalate.
When the time comes, make the choice that you deem most appropriate in the situation, and lend your help to the House of the Hearth.
And this would be the right time.
What's wrong, Traveler? Hey, where are you going?
Traveler?
We still have that dumb sword. Why can't they upgrade it? I'd like to see for myself what the fourth of the Harbingers can do. Oh yeah, I forgot she's like the fourth.
You're asking to join the duel against the knave?
If that's okay.
I'll allow it. We do have a ready-made dueling ring at our disposal, after all.
I know, it's the dull sword too. I don't know why they don't upgrade it. Like, literally any generic sword would work.
All I would advise is this. Keep a firm grasp on your weapon, and give it your all. Any less, and you may just lose your life.
Alright. Some combat. Though I don't know how intense this is actually gonna be. Okay, so it's still us.
Is it my turn now? With these rising flames!
And I'm gonna think she's not gonna be that easy. Multi-phase.
How amusing.
Shudder! Hold the line! Beg for mercy.
I'm really trying not to get hit.
Crush! More speed. Hang in there!
And because a lot of my stuff doesn't do much.
Now that's more like it. Is it my turn now?
Freeze to the core!
I don't know if this is really gonna get her when she's moving around.
Getting gear!
Come on, give her a big hit. That's something decent.
With the fall of darkness, destruction shall rise.
She's got wings.
Have a
After
taste
clearing a
of
bond of life, your next charge attack will unleash Scarlet Knight.
Watch out for Father's movements!
Beg for mercy.
Look at you.
Whoa, hello.
Trapped like a bunch of helpless ants.
Sorry.
Ah, shoot.
Who's next?
Please tell me I have revive food. Please tell me I have revive food. It's probably going to be really, really bad. Oh, I have 2. Damn. Any food that I can give.
With these rising
Nope, nope, no. I'm not even gonna let you get a chance.
flames.
Over here!
How amusing.
I'd use D-Loop, but he's not gonna be that great. I'm gonna have to use D-Loop just to take some of the hits. I don't think I do, though. I don't exactly know what that means off the top of my head.
The countdown has begun.
That's what that is. Okay. I don't use charge attacks that much. That's no wonder I didn't think to really do that.
And voila!
Luckily, my Kokomi can take a few hits as well. With my Ganyu, he's not going to be able to stand a chance.
More speed.
Look at
Alright, time to leave her alone.
like a bunch of helpless.
Hang in there.
Not bad.
More speed.
You've proven to be a worthy opponent after all. How amusing.
More speed.
Oh, I'll need to look if I have that, but I've actually never looked into that. Something's happening, right? Right, yeah. We're totally not done with this. I'll look at that after. I feel like maybe I do, I've just never used it. Damn, she looks cool. Holy crap. Cinder of the Two Worlds. Flames Pier. That's definitely a very Conrian look.
Seared away.
Allow me.
My blade is all
Vengeance
that
will be
remains.
mine. Shudder.
Now's our chance.
Over here.
So Paro does kind of work on her, just not well.
Next on access denied.
Rest and rebuild.
Yeah.
Watch out for Father's movements. Look out!
Can't move anymore. So I feel like this should not. I feel like this. Yeah, she's reviving this. Oh my god.
Shudder.
Now's our
Over here.
There's something else.
You should know better than to crowd in one place.
Oh, I know. No! I'm sorry, Father!
Did they get her? No. No way. But there's an opening.
Sorry for what? This pitiful excuse for an attack.
Father, no!
Made it out, did you? You're stronger than I expected.
A crimson moon? I can't move.
Huh?
Still, not strong enough to beat me.
Did she just walk off?
I believe we can end things here. It's not often that we get to enjoy the company of guests, after all. We wouldn't want things to get too out of hand.
So the whole family being on their best behavior, as they say, seemed to kind of work. Kind of.
Brother, are you alright?
Lenny.
Given that I am the victor of this duel, as agreed, the punishment stands.
No!
I never thought things would end like this.
However, everyone involved in the duel demonstrated a remarkable level of strength and determination. In light of this, I'm prepared to change the method of execution.
Oh no, she is. That's why every time she comes on screen, I'm like, oh my god!
Elwar, the bottled flames I gave you for safekeeping. Do you still have them?
Yes? I wasn't sure what they were for, but I've kept them super safe. I didn't lose a single one.
Wonderful. Then, in just a moment, I'll have you administer them.
Bottled flames?
Indeed. They're the product of a secret experiment. Under certain special circumstances, flames can be extracted from my person and preserved. Once ingested, searing pain will spread across every inch of your body. No harm will come to you physically, but your memories will be burned away. If you can withstand the pain. When you awake, you'll have forgotten everything you know about the House of the Hearth, and will be expelled from the organization. In other words, administering this concoction will kill the version of you that grew up in the house, and give you a new identity.
I guess that's good. But we kind of could have just already done that. But I guess it's a super backup. Because it strips her of something she has to do. And, you know, a lot of pain. So that means the young man that I thought looked familiar, the one selling newspapers outside the Palace Memornia, still trying to pronounce that right, he must have been the same horror we saw on the list of executions. He wasn't killed at all.
Memory is a mysterious thing indeed. Losing a portion of your memories will alter your sense of self.
No, if my understanding of the knave is right, she really thinks of that as killing him. The horror that lived in the House of the Hearth is dead. The one that remains is simply a normal person living out his life with his beloved. Even so, it's much better than actually ending their lives.
So, you're just letting us go, Father?
You misunderstand. Memories are extremely important. Once consumed by flame, the version of you standing before me will die, and our secrets will die with you. So no, I don't intend to just let you go, because the person who survives will be nothing but a stranger.
Even so, I won't have to live in fear anymore. I'm sorry, Father. I'm sorry I let you down. But I really...
Don't cry, Filial.
Yeah, you're all good. I think we're getting to about the end of this and roll right into Lenny's so I don't take too much more time. Well, too much as in like go for a really, really long time.
You haven't left the house yet, so there are still rules to be followed, yes. Remember what I taught you. Anger makes you impulsive, sorrow causes you to waver. Don't let yourself be controlled by your emotions.
Of course. I'll remember.
Dry your tears, and go pursue the life you really want.
Yes, Father.
Chaplot, Foltz, Elwar, take them back to Poisson. And bring Lenny and the others as well. I prepared 3 extra vials of bottled flames. As for whether to take them, the choice is yours.
I hope they don't. Oh, welcome back. That was really quick.
Goodbye, children. The next time we meet, I will no longer be your father. Thank you for all you've done for the house. I hope you have bright futures ahead of you.
Father.
Let's go.
Damn. Gotta let a lot of children go
Here,
today.
grab my arm, Lemmy. I'll help you walk back.
Thank you.
What's gonna happen,
Claire V.
Can we talk now? I've been waiting for a super long time. You really are Perry, aren't you? I haven't seen you in so long. How come you're all grown up? Wait, did I somehow travel to the future on accident? Or am I dreaming? What a long dream.
she really doesn't know she's
Neither.
dead.
You died, Claire V. That's what happened.
You could have at least sugarcoated it a little. Look, she's done speechless.
If this really is Claire V's younger self, then I would say she probably had enough lies.
Oh. Okay then. Huh? That's it? You accepted it just like that? Yep. If that's what Perry says happened, then I believe her. Perry wouldn't lie to me. Plus, I don't really need to know why I'm like this. I'm more curious about what happens in the future. If you're a harbinger now, Perry, that means Mother is gone, isn't she? Can you tell me about it? I want to know what happened to her. And to me.
You never stopped trying to defy fate. At first, no one believed you. You could only vent your frustrations to the moon. In fact, you often sought comfort in the night sky. You wanted to see the aurora, so one night we promised each other we would go to Snezhnaya to see it together. Later on, you tried to run away, but you were brought back each time. Mother spared your life, but it wasn't out of kindness. Instead, she decided to make an example of you by slowly torturing you over time. That way, the other children would know what happens to traitors. Still, you never gave up. Mother hoped that through ruthless duel after ruthless duel, she would be able to crown an ultimate victor among the children she raised. But you called on everyone to unite, to fight to a draw in order to reduce casualties. Your efforts may have only delayed the inevitable, but still. You gave them hope. You tried everything you could think of, but every attempt ended in failure. Still, you never turned your sword on Crucibina, and you never turned it on me. On that gloomy day, you told me, "For the last 16 years of my life, I've done everything I can to fight for freedom. But now, I realize that the only freedom I truly possess is the freedom to choose to die."
That's so sad, though, that that's what it had to come to.
I never imagined I would say something like that. I must have been feeling really worn down. But somehow, I still think I understand. According to Mother's plan, only one of us was going to make it until the end. And I always hoped that person would be you. If I could do it all over again, I still don't think I would make a different choice. Even when I first met you, I knew you'd be able to do what I couldn't.
Is that so? Even now, I'm not sure I truly understand what kind of freedom you were trying to pursue.
Just get out of the house.
But as the head of the House of the Hearth, and as the children's father, I've tried to give them the most basic of freedoms. The freedom to choose their own fate. It's something I discussed with the Eudex of Fontaine. The children who want to leave the house will have their memories wiped clean of all secrets pertaining to the organization. In return, they will be allowed to live a normal life in Fontaine without being prosecuted for their past. Of course, I won't simply hand freedom to them on a silver platter. They have to fight for it and prove themselves worthy of it. Only freedom that is earned has true value.
That's more than enough. That's exactly the kind of life I was fighting for.
So she kinda got her wish fulfilled. Not the daylight one, but her freedom wish.
You know, Perry, I think you're a pretty amazing king, and a really great father, too. I'm really happy that you're the one who took over the house. I guess I do have one regret, though. I still haven't seen the outside world.
Well, it just so happens that our dear guests over here have been to many nations and traveled to countless places. Perhaps they would be willing to tell you what the outside world is like.
Really?
I mean, yeah, sure.
Of course! We've traveled all over the place. We've got so many stories, we could probably talk your ears off for 3 days straight!
Oh no, not that child! I mean, when she's older, fine, but... Talk about the land... I'm guessing we're going through all of these, but I'm gonna do Dendro, because I liked Sumeru's story a lot. Talk about the land of Dendro, nation of wisdom.
I was always too afraid to skip Mother's fighting lessons. But at the academia, I bet you could do all sorts of secret things in class. Things that have nothing to do with studying.
I mean, I guess it is okay.
I'm just kidding. Being able to study whatever you want without having to fear for your life actually sounds pretty great.
Alright, so I guess we're just talking about all the lands.
You know, I used to dream of being a bard, playing the lute while singing into the winds of freedom. Even if there was no one there to listen, I would have continued to sing no matter what.
Talk about the land of Geo, then Electro, and then we'll do Hydro.
Ah, that's where Mora comes from. I never knew that before. If I had some Mora, I would buy 3 new dresses. One for me, one for Perry, and one for Mother. It's just too bad Perry doesn't like wearing dresses. And Mother, well, she probably wouldn't accept something like that either. I guess I'd just have to keep them all for me then. I could wear a different one every day.
Yeah? Talk about the land of Electro.
Those yokai you mentioned, what do they look like? I once saw a drawing of this one guy with horns on his head and a super scary face. Are there any yokai like that? Oh, sounds like you're talking about an Oni. Yep, we've met one, and let Paimon tell you, they're not nearly as scary as they look.
Yeah, they are. You tell Clairvy about all the various nations you visited, and eventually go to Fontaine.
The situation was super dangerous. Lenny and Lynette were accused of committing a crime, and they were going to have to stand trial at the Opera Epicles. Oh no, that must have been hard for all of you. What happened next? Don't worry, we were able to turn the situation around super quickly, all thanks to Detective Paimon, of course.
I don't think I have that much of a scary face, but I have a... Actually, I don't remember if it was this model or another one, because I've had 3 versions of PNG tubers where someone told me I had the Roblox Chad face, and that was not on purposely drawn, but... Yeah, the horns definitely stand true. I would hope I'm not too scary. I don't think my art style is very scary at all. I wish I could draw some like kind of scary stuff, but I haven't really tried too much.
How'd you do that? Come on, tell me. Okay, so it was like this. After the failed magic show, we rushed to the scene and...
Claire V is listening intently to Paimon's story about our time in Fontaine. She really seems happy and like all her troubles have been forgotten. Maybe this is the first time she's ever been able to truly relax, but I'm not sure how long this moment can last.
Shadows don't have the capacity to learn or grow. Any new information they encounter is quickly forgotten over time.
As time passes, she'll probably forget everything we've told her and go back to being the scared little girl who will only hide in the shadows. Huh, I was so busy thinking, I almost didn't notice. The sun has risen. Yeah, I didn't intend for my face to be a Chad face, but I have noticed that out and I'm like, oh yeah, that was very unintentional. I've gotten a little bit better at drawing faces. So hopefully whenever I do the Christmas is gonna be a PNG model, but hopefully it'll be a bit better of a face. We'll see. Cutscene.
Clairvy, you've worked tirelessly from the shadows to overthrow the House of the Hearth. Now, by my authority as the Knave, I shall announce how this matter ends. You are hereby expelled from the House of the Hearth. You are no longer tied to this place, nor are you bound by its rules.
You're saying that I can finally leave? I get to experience the outside world as well? Oh, I almost forgot. There's no getting older for me. Still, seeing who you grew up to be makes me really happy, Parallel. Take care of yourself. Goodbye.
May we meet again someday.
Clairvy.
It's gone, just like that.
She left so soon. Paimon didn't even get to finish her story.
I also have certain sentiments left unsaid. I wanted to tell her that the aurora I saw in Snezhnaya was just as beautiful as the ones in the pictures. But a shadow's memories reset at dawn. Had we delayed any longer, we wouldn't have had the time to say goodbye.
I know, I'm surprised Arlecchino didn't shed some sort of tear, but I guess because she's kind of got to be very cold-hearted. She can hold herself back real easy.
Whatever regrets may linger, let them be lost to the coming of a new day.
Father?
It's Linny! Hey, Linny! What is he doing back here? Let's go check it out.
He's probably too scared to approach Father at the moment. Or like he'll have to enter another duel.
Father, the bottled flames have been administered. Filial and the others have left the house.
And you? What have you decided?
Thank you for giving us that choice, Father. But we never wanted to leave the house. It's the only home we've ever known. Lynette and Fremine feel the same way. They're recuperating back at the Hotel Bouffe d'été. But I decided to come back and tell you where we stood.
I'm sure you're well aware of the expectations I have for you. I want you to follow in my footsteps and become the next king of the house. Yet you seem to have different ideas, I must admit. I'm rather surprised by your decision to stay. There's nothing wrong with choosing to live a quiet life. Leading this organization is a heavy responsibility, one not so easily carried by someone forced onto the throne.
I just never understood what you saw in me. What made you believe I was deserving of that throne?
I mean, he has very good leadership abilities, and he's very protective of what he cares about.
You're brave, talented, and, most importantly, you cherish your family. You would do anything to protect them, even if it costs you your life.
Speaking up back there was so brave of you, Linny. It's all thanks to you that we were able to convince Father to back down.
You're a hero, Linny.
Hero. Father is the real hero. Had Father gone all out during the duel, there's no way I would have walked away with my life. She must have had it all planned from the beginning, from the very moment she suggested a duel. I'm not deserving of that title. I'm not strong enough or smart enough.
You're wrong. In my opinion, all you need to be deserving of the throne is conviction and the necessary strength to act on it. We may have different ideas of what it means to be a family, but you can hardly be said to lack conviction. What you truly lack is strength. For someone of your talent, though, that's something that will come with time. Even without that strength, you still chose to face me in a duel, even though the odds were stacked against you. That capacity to honor your convictions is what I truly see in you.
Father.
No one knows what the future holds, what tragedy or triumph may be in store. Being at the head of this organization requires the strength of will to face whatever comes. Caution will only hold you back. If reaching a certain standard were required to go after what you want, I would never have succeeded in killing my predecessor. Back then, there was still a considerable gap between our abilities.
But she was able to do it.
Strength may decide the ultimate victor, but those who let a lack of strength dictate their decisions or undermine their convictions will never be worthy of the throne.
Gotta be confident in yourself.
I understand, Father. Thank you.
Children must grow up to surpass their parents. Only then can a family continue to flourish. The road ahead is not an easy one, so I'll ask you one last time. Are you certain you want to stay?
You've done so much for me, Father, and that kindness must be repaid. Plus, with Project Stuja at hand, there are many dangers ahead, and I, for one, don't intend to back down. Protecting my family at all costs. That's my conviction.
Then you're welcome to stay. As for Project Stuja, you need not be too concerned. If those cowardly businessmen and heartless dignitaries try to take us down, I'm prepared to teach them a lesson.
My god, are you gonna say everybody's a baddie? Linny is very nice looking though. I do very much like his design. I kinda wanna have him, but I don't honestly know if I've played test him whenever the test runs come up and seen if I actually want him. I'll need to see whenever he does possibly get a rerun, but that may be a while.
Having members who longed for the light was our organization's last weakness. With those members no longer among our ranks, the House of the Hearth is like a spider hiding in the shadows. We need only wait for our prey to come to us. At present, our imperative is to use their plan to our advantage. In doing so, a crimson moon shall rise amid the frigid blizzards of winter. No demonstration of loyalty shall go unrewarded, and no sacrifice shall be in vain. As for the two of you, whether we meet again as friend or foe, I'll remember the camaraderie we shared in this moment. No matter how arduous the journey ahead, I hope we both reach our desired destination.
Wait until 2 days. Okay. Time to time skip. Will this work? Oh my god, not pie boy! I wish the time skips would go a little bit faster, but I guess it's trying to make you wait the whole time. Really, really long time.
Nights and... Didn't Linny say that Lynette and Fremine were recovering at the Hotel Bouffe d'été? Oh, Paimon wonders how they're doing. Maybe we should go check on them.
Okay. I didn't want to end up interrupting her dialogue. Probably a hotel all the way down here. Right over here.
Lynette? Fremine? How are you feeling?
Much better.
Whew, what a relief.
What about you? Are you feeling alright?
There's no need to worry. I'm right as rain.
I knew you'd come out unscathed. Us, on the other hand, well, we've been bedridden for 2 days. I couldn't even turn over. Oh, and I wanted to ask, is Clairvy gone? Linny and the other members have left Poisson and returned to the House of the Hearth. According to him, there haven't been any more sightings of a spirit roaming the house.
We bid her farewell under a blanket of sunlight. Her wish has been fulfilled.
I see.
Lynette is pretty as well. I just wish, like, I don't know if she can be built real well, but she is one of the free characters you could get. I don't know about any more, but...
I'm glad. Father came to check up on us 2 days ago and told us about what happened with Crusabina and Clairvy. Actually, I've met Crusabina before.
Wait, what? You've met the former knave?
How old would you be?
Crusabina died a year after Clairvy. It was during the year between their deaths that I joined the House of the Hearth.
Damn, how old is Fremine? What the...
Crusabina had an extremely cruel and radical way of doing things. While she was alive, the atmosphere in the house was suffocating. When I joined, though, the experiment she valued so much had already come to an end, and all the people involved, dead and injured alike, were gone. Crusabina never talked about the past with us newcomers. A couple of months after I joined, Father killed Crusabina and burned all her files. With that, the names of all the people subjected to her experiments, Clairvy included, were lost to the flames, along with the painful memories they represented.
Yeah, I thought he was young, so okay. Since he joined in the middle, I'm guessing Arlecchino is actually not that old either. She just happens to have white hair. I didn't think she was that old, but I guess she's a little bit younger than I thought.
Father took in Lenny and me a couple months after that, but she never mentioned anything about Crusabina or Clairvy.
It really seems like something she was planning to keep to herself. The last time you talked to her, did she mention why she kept it a secret for so long?
She said she didn't want us to be affected by the darkness of the past. She was worried we'd develop a false sense of gratitude towards her if we knew about it.
Google says she's about 25 to 30. Yeah, that seems about right.
The foundation of a family should be free of any corrupting influence. Whatever happened in the past, it has nothing to do with who we are now. And that's what Father told us in the end.
But I still thanked her for everything. It was only after hearing about what Crusabina did that I finally realized how insignificant our lives could have been. The members of the house meant nothing to her. To say that she valued them in any way, even just as a tool, would probably be giving her too much credit. If Father hadn't taken over the House of the Hearth, I probably would have already...
Don't think about that. She saved you in the end.
Father rarely brings up the fact that she saved us. She doesn't believe that being indebted to her should be what ties us together.
Oh no, make sure to, take care of that.
But even if we didn't owe her anything, we would still choose to stay. Because this is our home. We may have arguments or times when we feel wronged. Some people may even choose to leave. But as long as Father is here, we will always have a home.
Whether the path before us is bathed in sunlight or shrouded in shadow, we'll follow Father wherever she chooses to go. So I wanted to say thank you for helping us make it through this crisis. Without your help, we could have lost a lot more along the way.
Oh, we didn't do anything, really.
Just invite us back as guests and we'll call it even.
Of course. You're welcome anytime.
Are Filial and Nantoy okay?
I actually saw them at a cafe this morning. They didn't recognize me. From what I could tell, they were drinking coffee and talking about one of the operas that started running recently. They seemed happy. If I had to take a guess, I would say they finally found the kind of life they always wished for.
And I guess that's the conclusion of that. And now that took a lot longer than I was expecting. So I think I'll end it here. I'll edit the, channel, I'll edit the title and description of, the live stream because it won't be accurate without having done Lenny and Nervulettes. However, before we are off, oh, that's not gonna give me anything. Before we are off, we can do some polls because I do have some. We're gonna do standard banner first just to use this one. Use it up. But my pity is like low, low, low. I have no guarantee at all either. But I would like Nahida if I get lucky. Buy 5 of these. Okay, it's pretty good. I'm just gonna spend them all. Oh yeah, we can still watch the animated short. Actually, I'll do that before the polls. I'll pull that up. So I have about 27 polls to put into Nahida. So, moment. My keyboard turns back on because we love when it turns off. I got a Bluetooth keyboard, so it'll periodically turn on. Let me pull it up. I just gotta find it first. Channel. Now, if it doesn't start to chug a little while loading everything. See, there's so much content uploaded. Damn, there's so many. Sun and Burning Embers. That's the... Okay, the full animated is 7 minutes. Okay. So... get the video fully up, and then I'm gonna have to make display capture. It's just temporary. Oh, sorry about that. Primary monitor. There we go. Now, oh, thank you. Yeah, I have. If you do want to make fan art, I do have a reference on Blue Sky. I so wish I could draw my character a bit more masculine, but I'm still slowly doing that. I've drawn a lot of girl characters versus guys, so I am planning to work on that because I'd love to make a bit better. Alright, it is full volume, so hopefully this comes through. Oh, okay, thank you. Alright, let's see if this will go through. It does have... Do we actually... I'll keep the subtitles on for now. Volume comes... Wait, hold on a minute. Oh wait, characters shouldn't talk through the wish menu. We're okay. So sorry if you hear any background Genshin, but it shouldn't play any character lines, which is good. I was kind of worried about that. Nope, nope, nope. It's not capturing this audio. Capture. Output. Unless it can only capture one time. It shouldn't. Though I didn't hear anything either. Hold on a minute. I don't know actually a video to just quickly test any sound. I don't want anything copyrighted. Hold up, I can actually just go to the Genshin channel, find one of their music things. I just need to test that the sound is working, because I'm a little nervous about that. We'll go right here. Really long. Oh no, that's loud. That's so sorry about that. Okay, so yeah, there is volume. Sorry about that burst of volume. That was not intentional. Yeah, it's okay. I'm still trying to get better at it myself, so. Alright, so I guess the captions are picking up something we aren't hearing, but I'll lower the volume just a tad in case it's too loud. That should be okay volume. I know what happened. I'm so dumb. I muted the tab because I didn't want anything accidentally playing. That's what happened. Got it, got it. My bad.
You were born into this world all alone. But here in the house of the hearth, you will grow up to be strong. Your goal is to learn, to compete, to defeat all your brothers and sisters in battle, and become king. Where's Pear Ware? Didn't she want to hear the story?
Excuse me, Mother. She's doing a funeral for her spider.
That child. Maybe her curse is flaring up again. Clairvy, see to her.
Oh, okay. I want cake. You want some?
Sure. You must know spiders don't eat cake.
Oh, yeah, I know.
The birds soar from their cage. Sunbeams filter through the foliage. Flames grow with immortal courage. And I hope you won't be tainted by fate. Nothing to fear, so go alone.
Do mothers usually argue with their daughters?
I heard that in Snezhnaya, colored light dances in the sky at night. When we're grown up, shall we go see it together? You will be a great king. I'm sorry. Thank you.
I should have pruned this flower long ago. Not waited till it wilts. How grotesque. Wouldn't you agree? Innocence and kindness are such beautiful qualities. Sadly, they're all so useless! Fly the nest. You are no exception.
Stay awake, don't fall asleep. The way is long and the gloom is deep. Embers glowed in the hearth, still
Surrender. Let your mother guide you, and you shall become the one true king! My answer is no.
She killed the Harbinger?
Her Majesty the Tsaritsa has decreed as follows. I hereby pardon your crimes and bestow upon you a new name. This title and its legacy of bloodshed are now yours to bear. My poor, mad, cursed knave.
Come with me. I will raise you as my child, like a strict and unfeeling father.
There we go. Damn, that was good. That was super well animated. I didn't mean to have it totally cover the screen, but I was talking anyways, so I think it's fine. Yeah. Oh, she's not wearing gloves. Oh, okay, I'm gonna have to look at that. Alright, before we do these wishes, I do need to use the restroom super quick, so not even gonna bother switching because this is like the last thing we're gonna do. And then sum it up from there. So I'll be right back. and back. So as a little last hurrah, because I actually totally forgot that Nahita's on the banner, I have no clue what my pity is, but it's super low, and I have no guaranteed, but we're gonna see what luck I have. So we're gonna do the first two 1 pulls. Ooh, what did you finish? Alright, no luck these first two, but that's fine. They're 1 pulls. Now, for the big 10 pulls. Got a 4-star. I'm not even gonna bother with the weapons. Ooh, nice, another Kooky. I actually do use her. So I'm not mad about that at all. Ooh, I think I actually might need to use this on somebody. Angle instead of Angel, yeah, it's a very easy misspelling to do. That's all of that. And 1 more 10 pull, and if we don't get it, that's fine, because I have plenty more primos to start getting in the background. We'll see if we can get her. Nice. Another 4-star, okay.
Sorry, sir. Were you looking for me?
Oh,
Hello, I'm Sethos. What can I do for you?
I've never gotten him before.
Actually, you know what? This seems like more of a sit-down conversation. Come with me. I know a good place.
He talks a lot. I've seen him a bit in like fan art and stuff. I actually don't know a thing about this guy. Besides that he's from the Sumeru area and supposed to be kind of related in Sino's group. But I actually have not had him before, so nice new one. I doubt any other 4-stars, so yeah, plenty of iffy weapons. His first rerun, okay. Yeah, I haven't honestly seen much of him at all. I don't think he's really in any story. He's one of those, like, kind of how Hazel was, where they're put in at the very last minute of the region update before they move on to a new one. And so they don't really get put in the story anywhere. Alright, and I think see him in Nahita's birthday. Oh, okay. Good to know. So I think that will call it for today. I'll make sure to edit the title and the description as we only got through Arlecchino's quest. I will make sure to better plan for next Genshin stream, whenever that is, to get Lenny and Nervulettes in and have enough time and just food by me so I don't even have to worry about that. Hazel was introduced in Sino's second story quest. Oh, okay. I haven't gotten to that one, so that's probably why I didn't know. I think that's one I still need to unlock too. Post to art on Blue Sky, or what do I call it? Yeah, it's Blue Sky. I honestly read it the normal way it is. So for next stream, I'm not streaming on Halloween, but I am streaming on Twitch Friday and Saturday for some art. If the command will work. It does. There we go. So I do stream over there as well. Usually with art streams, it's like very minimal talking, which is perfectly fine. For me, at least. And then otherwise, for following me on Twitter or Blue Sky, I have scheduled there, as well as I'll announce if there's any delays or art uploads of sorts. But otherwise, any scheduling I have on the YouTube post, community post as well. And next YouTube stream will be next Tuesday, so. Okay, thank you. Alright, and I hope you all have had a wonderful stay in the Haven. Thank you all for joining me as we did a bunch of Arlecchino quests and a few unsuccessful wishes. So I will see you all next time. Bye bye!